See, I always start the episodes recently with "so," and then I'll say something. I feel like that's getting a bit stale.
So
I don't think anyone's noticed.
no.
I've noticed.
Yeah. Well, that's you. You're gonna criticize yourself on everything.
Oh God. So Jedi. So Jedi Survivor is garbage at the moment.
Yeah, it runs garbage.
I was gonna
like
say,
shit.
I thought you all liked it.
Nah, I
was
see.
surprised by it. It's garbage.
Look, that's the general consensus. I fucking love the game.
Oh, really? People don't like it?
They
Or
don't.
just people just
because
annoyed?
Is
at
it
the
just
performance?
annoyed?
I
by
think
the
people are
performance?
more okay. People are just like hate the performance on it. You're gonna get those people who be like, the game's garbage because it doesn't run well. But
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's a massive step up from the last one.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're
Like,
gonna make me
holy
buy
shit.
it.
it takes
I'm gonna end
everything
up
from
buying
like
it
the
today.
last game, adds way more depth to it, way more mechanics. The worlds are larger. They're not
Combat's
as
better as well.
Combat's great
the old
for the
world,
most part.
especially like Dathomir, the red planet, was that it?
Yeah.
In the last game, that was just a fucking ball ache. It was so much like up, down. I
Traversing.
got really confused as to where I was all the time.
That's where you
Yeah.
got the double
And the
side. Yeah.
the old levels were like way more constrained. But now like in this new one, what's the first planet you're on? Bogano?
Kobo.
No, it's not Bogano, it's Cobol.
Well, the first one's Coruscant, but then you go to Kobo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you go back there, but
Yeah.
the
Oh, I wish you did. Sorry.
I know. I thought it was cool that we're there, but Kobo or whatever it's called is massive. It's absolutely
fucking big.
gigantic, and
It's fucking big.
I was gonna say, I
you
don't think I've
actually have
seen
more
that.
freedom to like traverse wherever
Yeah.
the fuck you want. So yeah,
I-
I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah,
I had that, with Breath of the Wild when you first start the game, when you come out of the cave and you're looking over everything and you're like, fuck, I can go anywhere. I had a very similar experience with that.
Is it
where I
quite
s-
open then? Yeah.
I stood up on a mountain. And I was looking around and just imagining myself. I was like, I'm going over there and over there and there. And I was imagining it. I was like, fuck, that's cool.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
the first world is sort of like it's like the main one. It's the one you're gonna keep coming back to.
Yeah.
To keep progressing there. Oops, sorry.
Like a hub. kind of thing.
Yeah, because like the saloon is there, and you upgrade it as time goes on, and then the rest of the worlds are like remarkably smaller.
The saloon.
Oh, okay.
You can
Yeah.
upgrade the
So
saloon.
you-
Can you get a like cantina band going on in there? Like,
Maybe.
I hope so.
Maybe.
You probably can. Well,
Maybe if you follow the rumors.
the whole basis of it is like you get to this place and there's like a little shitty like village, and you just as you're like doing stuff, you bring it specifically says like go out and whoever you meet out
Find
about-
misfits.
yeah,
Bring
and
them
just
over.
tell them to come over here.
Find misfits.
So there'll be random people out and about,
People
and
the galaxy don't want.
you'll talk to them, and they'll like show up at this place. Then
It's building a losers club. Like,
basically, mate, we love Losers Club.
yeah.
Losers Club's the fucking best. That's what the little fat kid in it was a part of, wasn't it?
Yeah, egg boiler.
Egg boy, that's what it was. Egg boy, yeah.
There's so I'm not gonna spoil if you're right, but there's a place on Cobol. What's it called?
Kobo.
Kobo. Okay.
Kobo.
It's KOBOH.
Okay. There's a place there. I don't read.
Hobo.
I don't
with a
fucking
K.
read. But
Same.
Holy
there's a
losers
place
read.
there, right? Just you're looking for a stronghold of are they separatist droids?
Yeah.
But they've been taken over by raiders. That's not a spoiler, don't worry. There's a stronghold there, and just if you think you've explored it, you haven't. There's a boss there. Please do it. If you want to hate your life and you're playing on Grandmaster, please do it.
I'm not gonna play on Grandmaster.
It's
like,
single-handedly one of the
on
most
the one
frustrating
below,
and most disgusting bosses I've ever gone against.
I'm gonna have to do it. I hated the Rancor because it kept one-shotting me. So like, this sounds
Early
class.
in the game, there was a lot of shit that one banged you.
Mate, it was stupid.
The murder
It's-
chickens.
Oh my god.
Little hammerhead
Mate.
dodos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god. I did all of the fucking I basically finished the like planet's main story. I killed the Rancor, killed a bunch of shit like that. I roamed around and there's a fucking chicken and I was like, oh no worries. It one hit me. I just died immediately.
Dale, you were watching me, weren't you? I did everything. I did that boss in front of you. I walked out the door and all you hear is... and I was like, fuck.
Hey, well, I don't remember much of watching.
The
but
frustration
was
as
hammered.
well.
I
You,
was-
you were hammered
I was
yesterday.
pretty drunk. Like I was so done.
It was the
Like I
worst.
said, I had to watch you with one eye closed because
Yeah,
I couldn't
Dale-
see
like,
with
I-
both eyes open.
I was playing, talking to Dale,
Yeah.
and then I turned, and Dale's like this.
I was streaming it and like I came out to talk to him and Glenn for a little bit and he was like, he kept yelling, "Hello, stream." I was like, "It's muted," and he walked in and unmuted it, sat down and started playing.
Yeah.
But he was in like one of the puzzle rooms that has like all these bridges and stuff. The amount of times he jumped off the edge like by accident, it was fucking silly. And he was there like, "Hey, boys,"
I was crying. My brain wasn't working.
I was like, "Go here, do this, do this, do that, do the other." And he's like, "I've got this. Don't worry." He looks over at me and walks off a bridge and dies.
There's a lot of humor in this game, innit?
Yeah, it's
Like
good.
the last game was like really serious, and but like this one is like lots of funny moments, like that little frog you meet on
Oh
Cobalt,
my god.
voiced by
Oh,
all
Invaders Zim.
Invaders
Zim.
Zim. Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
really?
funny, yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
I love it.
Does he
It's
sound
so
like
good.
Invaders
He did
Zim
the little
too?
he did the little frog leap away.
Yeah. Mate, it's so good. The one of the funniest parts I found is when you're just roaming around and you'll see the droids.
Oh, the droids are so funny.
They just
Roger,
sat there
Roger.
chat. Like there was one where I was climbing up a cliff and there was one on its own on a cliff looking out. And he went, "God, they're sending me here to do, to like just watch this cliff. It's nice. I got a great view of this gorge, and yeah, it's a bit of a shit job, like basically." And he was like, "Oh, but what if I do a really good job and watch this gorge? Then they're gonna promote me, and I'll make other people watch this." It's like, "Oh, but I won't get to watch this edge. Oh, it's a bit of a dilemma." And he stops talking, and you kill him, and your character goes, "Dilemma solved." I was like, "What the fuck?"
So I was watching like
It's so good.
playthrough of Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
The other day. Did anyone play that?
You
You
did.
played it, and it just reminded me of like there's a point where there's a robot that's like basically tasked with putting up the like arrows everywhere, like to follow around the facility,
Yeah.
and then you just like follow the story through like notes and whatnot. And it gets to the point where he's just going crazy. He's looking to get promoted and become like the boss of this company just by like slapping arrows up, and then there's just arrows literally slapped everywhere, like. But
And at times he questions why he's
Yeah,
putting down the
yeah.
arrows and for who.
yeah. And then he just has this
Why am I
like
doing
crisis, and then you find his corpse.
Oh,
It's like, but like where his corpse is, there's just like arrows everywhere. Like it's just like I'm just going to get the last of these up.
Ah, so good.
It's a sad story. Like.
With the Jedi, like with playing it, as soon as I saw, because they're the droids from the first films,
The Trade Federation.
I can't explain how happy I was when I saw them.
They're so funny.
No, Roger guys,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh yes.
So I was like, I saw the Roger droids, and I was like, oh man, it'd be so cool if the guys with the fist turned up.
fucking
And I went
battle
around the
droids.
corner, and the guy with the fist turned up. You know the ones like they fire rockets on their
yeah,
wrist.
super battle droids, yeah.
So they
Super
came
battle
out, and I
droids
was
or
like, yes, and then he went, and I died.
The first one of those I saw kicked the shit out of me so many times. It was stupid. He kept
rolly
firing
boys,
stuff
innit?
and then shooting rockets. And
It was
then
the
shooting
rocket, yeah.
The only thing
Are the Rolly
remaining,
boys in there?
the
I'm not
droidicas.
sure.
Droidicas, yeah.
I'm so hoping I see one. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I
one yet.
love them. Like with the.
I
force
don't think
field.
there's gonna be one, or if there is, I think it's gonna be a boss. But I can't wait.
I hope they're in there. Like.
I was when I first encountered one, I was like, "Oh, I fucking love these." What were they, like super battle droids? I was like, "Is that a name I came up with?" I looked
No,
at the
they're
log
not.
and
Super battle
it
droid, yeah.
explicitly said super battle
Yeah,
droids.
I
Remember
I
from
was like,
Battlefront.
"Yeah, there was it's so good. I love it so much. I fucking love Star
I enjoyed it
Wars.
so much. I played 12 hours of it. It was 5 a.m. And the only reason I stopped is because YouTube won't let you stream longer than 12 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
They were like, go to bed, stop.
If that didn't like stop you, we would have come in today and be like, "Where is he?" And you just like,
I would still be near playing. I'm like, all right, podcast boys.
You're gonna make me spend money.
it is a good.
Yeah, it's
game.
unfortunate. If you stream longer than 12 hours on YouTube, like the tapes just stop rolling.
That's mad.
So like everything you do after 12 hours does not stay in the
you
VOD.
just have to get to
But
12.
it's- you
and then go
can
stop,
stream
start.
it.
You can keep streaming, but
You just lose the VOD. Like
you lose anything after 12 hours.
that's rough. That is.
It is, yeah.
It's a bit
Nobody saw my sick Elden Beast triple health solo kill.
Oh really?
Oh, that's sad.
It's gone.
Is it literally a case of stop, start? Would
Yeah,
that-
you'd have to stop and then start again.
Is that quick enough? Can you just click the button twice?
S-
Does it leave everyone on the page?
Oh
when
wait,
you
would
No,
you need
you-
another thumbnail?
It would. I mean, you could hit stop start again, and it'll just create a new VOD.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd lose a ton of viewers.
Yeah.
Because the idea is that when you stream on YouTube, you give like a waiting period, and it sends out notifications to people.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you watched Spiff and Brit's video recently, but he was like, if you spam YouTube chat, it just finds you viewers.
Really?
So if like he had this thing where like chat, it was like a message at the top. It's like, if you just joined, spam this, and any gifted subs going out as well, it'll raise you. And he was like, he was gaining viewers. And I went, everyone stop, and they stopped. Viewers went down. He's like, start, and the viewers go up.
That's so weird.
Better than Twitch.
I was gonna say.
I,
You just promote spamming in chat.
Yeah.
Last night, I was like, chat, Pogrog. Because I was telling them about it, like it was getting late, so obviously viewers were leaving, and then people were like, "Oh, we're gonna just start spamming gift subs and spamming chat." Viewers started going back up, and I was like,
that's so weird.
"This is weird."
So it just promotes you if there's activity, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all activity based.
That's pretty cool, though. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, it becomes more difficult for like smaller people
Yeah,
at the very bottom, but
yeah.
like,
It's a good thing my
still.
subs are 99 pence.
yeah, I love that you can change that.
I think that's a
really
I think
cool.
it's-
That is a good idea.
On Twitch, I'm gonna do that because they lose money.
Yeah.
I'd
But
put it on a tenner.
So this might be a personal question though, but do you get 100% of that?
the subs,
Yeah. Or is it
no.
like split like with Twitch?
There's got to be a split.
You don't have to
there.
tell us how much
It's-
split, but
I think it's the super chats are 70-30, but it ends up being 50-50 because they take tax before you get the cut. And I think gift subs are 50-50. I
okay,
think
that makes sense.
you're not gonna get anything nice from a
What's
mega
a super
corporation.
chat?
It's just the thing that stays at the top, isn't it? Like
It's that thing that Twitch tried, where it was like
Highlight a
elevated
message.
message, and it was like you had to pay something like $300 to stay on the top of the screen for like 10 minutes.
it was
It didn't
basically
last
like
long, did it?
highlight a message and it just sat up there with nothing.
The one on YouTube is really good. Like a guy last night dropped $200, and his message was pinned to the top for 2 hours.
That's fucking mad.
really
So
good.
you know,
No idea how Twitch screwed that. I mean, that's
I,
very simple
that could have
to
been like an easy thing to. It was in a really weird place on Twitch though.
You could
It was
see
underneath the bottom.
It was underneath your player, so if you're full
Yeah.
screen, you never saw it anyway.
If you were on the broadcast page, you couldn't see it as well. If I remember.
Yeah. I had to like they did add it to the filter on the broadcast page eventually, but it was really hard to notice. And Streamlabs never added an alert for it, did they?
No.
I don't think I got it.
Streamlabs knew. They were like,
I
that
saw
ain't
it,
staying.
I think they made it as like a you can pay to highlight a message instead of it being you can pay the creator, but also if you put a message, it's also highlighted.
Yeah, they were trying
So
to
it's like-
capitalize on super chats, but they just did it horrendously wrong. I mean, anyone could have told them that you've done it so wrong. It should have gone where, you know, like where your bits and your gift subs are?
Yeah.
It should just go there.
Yeah. They would have been a much better idea.
If they had made it less greedy, I mean, it was like $100 for 10 minutes or something like that. It's so fucking greedy.
I
No,
think that was
wait,
the
it wasn't
biggest
even
thing.
it wasn't even 10 minutes. I think it was like a minute 30 or something dumb like that.
I'm gonna look up how much that
Is
was.
it that bad?
It was something
It was really
horrendously
bad.
short. Like YouTube, $100, you're pinned there for an hour.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was. Not surprised, but
They could have just done what the hype trainers. Like it just sticks above it for a bit.
Yeah. It'll take up more chat, but it's a really better spot. Like,
This is what, like, similar place to where like pinned messages go in chat, is it?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Stupid Twitch.
Yes.
I do like this idea of confusion that you have now. Go to Twitch, don't spam. Go to YouTube,
Spam.
It was actually even worse than what you
No
said.
way.
Isn't that?
So $5 was 30 seconds.
Okay.
10 was a minute, obviously. 50, which it doesn't make much sense, but 50 was 2 minutes, and 100 was 2.5. So it actually works out cheaper.
Two
for
and a
you to-
half
I remember-
minutes.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation with chat. I was like, don't spend $50.
Yeah, do it $10
I
a
said,
time.
do $10 5 times.
Yeah, it's literally that. It's if
so
you
dumb.
pay 5 times more, you double whatever the 10 is, which it just doesn't make any sense. No wonder it fucking died. They
Small purchases, that sucks.
could have just done it as 5 is 5 minutes, 10, and so on and so on, and people would have gone, all right, because they throw money around at stupid shit anyway. Like it could have just. I'd quite happily have something pinned up there. I just said, I don't know, cock or something that somebody
Cum.
paid for, or cum. I did that for myself. I fucking typed cum in, and then because it was an
to your
emote.
chat, look.
Yeah, there's an emote that's like it's cum with an extra M, and it's a fucking peepo covered in cum, and I typed it and pinned it.
Twitch are fucking dumb.
And it just sat like the emote didn't, but the word just sat at the top because you can pin it for like 20 minutes now for free, and it just
Yeah, usually,
yeah.
like Daz will usually get like his script for
Oh,
Wraith
yeah.
pinned in the chat.
Might just do it as
Either
reminders.
that or like if I'm locked out of the house and I go into his chat to be like, let me in. His mods will like pin that to his chat. Then like he
That's
needs
funny.
to see the deal is locked out. That's usually one of the more common ones,
I
right?
was gonna say those pins are just.
He locks me out a lot.
YouTube's pinning is good as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, the only downside to YouTube is just clips.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Clipping stuff is horrendous.
they got that
Well,
right. You'd
we
have everything.
like we had that thing where 'cause we make clips videos every month, and I was like, oh, if you have any from YouTube, fucking let me know, and I'll put them in as well. And you were like, just this just shit.
But people are clipping from YouTube now because we've got a clips channel. YouTube clips channel on me. So
Does
Yeah,
it,
I don't know if stuff's. I haven't checked if stuff's going in there, but
there's definitely like
oh, okay.
people are posting YouTube clips. A lot of it's from like the Elden Ring stuff.
does
Yeah,
it make it as a separate like video, or does it just
will-
take you to that point that's
Yeah.
cut out?
It will
I can
take you to
click
that
one
point,
now.
but it will the you know the player. It will make it so that the start and end of the player is the clip.
But there's no way
if-
of cutting that out and downloading that.
Don't think so.
Okay.
It's still the video, but the UI changes
It's
so that
just
it
highlighted.
feels,
Okay.
it feels like a clip.
Because I've seen it with like when I've gone on like live stream fail or something, that they always, I don't know, whatever fucking Destiny's on YouTube when he says something controversial, people like clip certain bits. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you want to find out more. It's actually really quite nice having it that way. It's a shame you can't download it, but it is really nice having it. Because, say, for instance, you've really liked what you've watched.
Yeah.
You just like press a button on the side, which is just like watch, and it'll just carry on
Yeah,
for the
you-
rest of the VOD.
You
which
technically
is really
can't
nice.
download Twitch clips either.
It's clipped there, like
I can.
the
Oh,
short
you
section.
can download your own ones.
Yeah.
So, like to the person that took the clips account, I guess, and like shows you the video that is clipped from the full video.
What? So it makes it into
Yeah,
an
it's a
actual.
90
It still
second.
like it still gives you a clip,
Yeah,
but I don't know how to describe it. Like you can see like the playback needle has a start and an end from the left to the right.
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
That's the thing that freaks me out. Is every clip is just the
The
vibe-
thumbnail of it.
thumbnail,
That
yeah.
makes sense. Well, that's kind of cool though. But I think
I would love it if like YouTube were like, here are clips of your channel. Either make a tab, a clips
Yeah.
tab. I know someone did try to argue like we already have shorts, and it's like, yeah, I don't care. Shorts are fucking vertical.
It's just
Yeah.
another format altogether.
It'd be nice to have a clips tab because the YouTube algorithm could
Yeah.
just fly them off anyway.
It looks
Yeah.
like it's not even clipped to your account. Like it's clipped
the
to the
user.
account of the
Whoever
person.
It is. Whoever
took-
makes
made
it is
the
the only
clip.
person who can find
Oh, I
the clip.
remember
That's
you
weird,
saying
isn't it?
that.
Because like it's ideal to have like these snippets of like
Yeah.
you know,
It'd be nice if
streamly
I
done.
could find
Yeah,
what
yeah,
people have clipped and then
But
use
yeah.
it.
But like people like that was Star Wars. Like somebody's clipped you playing Star Wars yesterday,
Yeah.
and that's gone into the clips channel that we got. So
Nice.
it is.
Great.
Yeah, it's being used. It's like I said, you're the only one that streams on Twitch.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I
see.
think so, yeah.
That one.
If there wasn't such a like struggle to move from one to the other,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a case of building up a complete like. Because some people will come over, but obviously not everybody. I'd fucking love to give it a go. On like for YouTube anyway, because it just seems like a really sleek, good.
I'm really enjoying it.
Everything, really.
Like you can set the price of your subs. You can have multiple tiers of subs as well.
I think that's so fucking cool. Like being able to set just purely the set and the price of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, not everybody wants to spend like $5 on something, but like,
Not everyone can
pound
afford to
or
spend
two.
$5
No,
on
exactly.
something like.
but like, say it was like $1 a pound or something. So many people were like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, it feels much more affordable. I don't know.
You
Like,
can have a
Yeah.
higher bit rate as well.
That's ideal. Not for me at home because that would not work. But like, for instance, here, mate. Speaking of bitrate, and Stan knows this. There's a game called Vampire Survivors. the shittiest graphics, but like you get to a point where it's so full of information, like so full of shit going on. No matter what I do, the bitrate is garbage, and people just can't watch it because there's just so much going
it
on.
gets like that, like towards the end.
It's
Stan was playing something the other day. The horror game you were playing, you know, where like it collects like all the dots on screen. But that was proper like massively a bit
so,
rate
like,
because it was
the-
fill in.
the way video encoders work is that if the pixel doesn't change
Yeah,
between one frame to the other, it saves that information and refers to it.
yeah,
But if the pixel changes, it's brand new information and has to save that. So like when we play Project Winter, if it's snowing, the pixels are constantly changing, which means that your bitrate just shits the bed.
That makes sense.
yeah. Because it was like so just loads of little dots, kind of like reappearing.
Yeah, so that you were playing Voidness, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
They
Even
messed
my
with the bitrate
even my
real
stream,
bad,
it was like, bleh.
yeah. It didn't like it at all.
With Vampire, it's a surprisingly really fun game, and it's all pixels, but there's just so many characters on screen
Yeah.
that completely makes sense.
That's
Like,
just that kind of game.
Looked
is
completely
going
fine
in
for
there.
me because I'd look at OBS, I'm like, yeah, it's great, and people are like, can't see, and I went back and looked, and it's just a blur.
I don't know.
And like
what's wrong.
everything's a blur.
But some of the SR guys when they're playing WoW will get that issue as
Yeah.
well. Like Josh gets
WoW's
it.
a
on
big
it.
one. For
I
But
had it
when the
with-
bitrate drops, you hear like the sound going out as well.
Yeah,
And you
it's
know when
so
it sounds
weird.
like
distorted.
it literally sounds like the soundtrack's having a stroke.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Like
Very common.
That's why you need two PCs.
yeah.
I read somewhere that Twitch is up there, like recommended. It used to be 6,000.
Yeah, you can do
now
8,000
8,000.
now. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh fuck, that
I
makes
started
sense.
to do it like I saw it in a Reddit comment. Some guy was like, "Yeah, I stream at 8K," and I was like, "Can you get banned for going over the bit rate?" And I went,
Wait,
"Ah,
really?
I was like, fuck it, if I get banned, I get banned." I upped it to 8K like 2 months ago.
Oh, I didn't know it was a thing.
Everyone's gonna be changing
It's
the
worth
stream
doing.
now when they go in.
everyone's
Well,
whapping
yeah,
it up.
Yeah.
Mine at home is like 6K, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, that fucking works. But having it as higher because I played like Mountain Blade 2 when it came out, and there's so many units, like because there's like fucking big old wars. Great game, really fun. Really fucking annoying because you'll be wandering along, protecting the castle, then a random archer will fire from one end of the world to you and donk you on the head and you're dead. And I'm like, nice, thanks. But it was the same sort of thing. Bit ready to shit the bed completely.
Too much going on.
Yeah, I want to play that again. But consensus, go back to Jedi. Consensus is we all really like it. Did it
Yeah.
run well for you?
Yeah, there are areas on what's that planet called? Kobo.
Kobo?
Yeah.
Kobo. Bogo. Kobo. There were areas like you get there and it's
Yeah.
fine, and then you know when you get like to the edge and you see the entire map,
I had that.
you go as you fucking clunk along.
I was like running through big areas, and I was like, okay, there's definitely a performance here.
Yeah,
But
but
like,
it's not just that world as well. You go to some other worlds, and you're like, oh my god, this is horrendous.
but the majority of it ran perfectly fine for me. It was really fucking good.
might
I've not
try
got
that
I've not
today.
got to that part yet, but so far it's been alright.
What, the other worlds?
You know, like he was on about
They don't
the other
really-
worlds and seeing the whole. Well, you said the whole world,
Have
right?
you not got into the saloon yet?
I got to that bit in the first like.
Yeah, so when
trial
you when
do.
you first get there,
Yeah,
like you
so the
should be able to
you
see
know the
like
big
a real
planes?
big plane.
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
The moment you look over the edge, your PC is just like, kill me.
You know when you
Initially, had a little.
I had my fan blowing at my PC
really?
just to keep it a little bit cooler.
You know the fucking woman who turns up with the little dinosaur who has massive tree trunks for arms? It was like that bit where you like meet her and then
okay.
you're looking out.
I
was the
don't know
bit
what
made
that
me
is,
think of Breath of
but
the Wild. Huh?
That sounded really cool.
What a
Dinosaur, big tree trunk. I want to see
no,
this dude.
the
like-
woman had like she was
Oh,
muscly
right,
as fuck.
Okay, I thought you meant
But she had like
dinosaur
big old
legit
no,
tree
no,
trunk.
the
I was
dinosaur was a little fucking like
Oh.
It's like a weird chocobo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, there were loads of them with loads of different colors, and someone was going, "Oh shit, are there like fucking black ones that climb mountains and gold ones that fly?" And I was like, I know what you're on about. I was like, okay. I was like, this ain't Final Fantasy 7 though. But it was, and they actually were like, I saw a fucking pink one of those. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. What the fuck? It was, dude.
Oh, I really like the
reminds me, like-
customization for the characters time around. You can do the hair and beard. So I got a goatee and like pretty much almost a buzz cut.
Mate.
Whenever I get one of those, I just go, this doesn't look right. Like, it just doesn't. He's fucking sat there with like no hair at all. I'm like, it doesn't look like he's got a full beard. Like, no.
Just get rid of his beard and his hair. Just go in. It's like a
My
little
character
big old
just
babe
shining
absolutely
testicle.
looks horrendous. When I see him in cutscenes, I'm like, he looks abysmal.
Okay, so you know how I am with games where I make the worst character possible. There's certain ones where I can't do that. It's like with this, I want him to look good because he's a Jedi and he's like fucking all that. I'm like, I want him to just look good. Whereas with other games, because I'm making a character, I'm like, you can act like Elden
I
Ring.
mean, like every game that I
Every
play
single
with you,
game.
this co-op, you make a fucking foot as a character.
My
Like,
character for Elden Ring has a huge fucking nose and his eyes are like
You look like a
fucking-
garden gnome.
It's amazing.
Have you seen my one for Elden Ring?
No, I don't
He's
have.
bright
Good
purple. His
Mega
eyes are
Mind,
extremely
isn't he?
far apart, and his hair is green. He's got a monobrow.
Oh god.
And like I did the Frenzy Flame quest, and I don't think the boys had seen my character for like 12
Yeah.
sessions. And you have to take all your armor off for Frenzied Flame. And I'm walking up to it, and Rob is fucking cackling. He's like, "What the fuck is your character?" I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Every time I like,
I look like an eggplant.
there's a like helmets that like kind of like come over the like eyes by here and stuff, and because the nose is so big, it just pokes out. It's like it's a fucking shark just like roaming around. I love me. My one for Wild Hearts was the best and worst. It was the
mate, I
most
hated
disgusting
it
thing.
because every time we'd go into a cutscene, it would be your character because you were hosting it. And I was just so angry. The one session where I hosted it, I was so happy. Like,
Dale
I
has
was,
this
funny,
like really
'cause I-
serious, beautiful looking like
to make,
Asian
like,
man,
yeah,
samurai, looks cool as fuck. And then what it was me is this. Honestly, he looked like he'd just been poured out of the fucking inbred bottle. Like he's like, here you go. He was
Did you see my
disgusting.
character?
No,
So you can move the eyes independently.
yeah.
So he's got one eye
Yeah,
here.
I
He's got
didn't
one
see
eye
one,
there.
yeah.
that's
But
the
it
same
just-
as Sam.
he's got
like, one on it, one up there.
He's got
And one is
JP eye and he's
bigger
got
than the other.
jaundice.
Oh my.
One is bigger than the other for Sam's as well. Like, you know,
And I got
fucking
I got
pellet.
bright blue pigtails and
Yeah.
some fucking weird marker on my head. He looks great.
I did that with the marker where you can customize it. I drew a little penis. So he's just got a little cock on his head. He has like this tiny nose. It was awful.
and they're like trying to live my best life, hunting monsters, looking cool while I do
With
it.
every
I need to
cutscene,
make
you
like a
cock
good looking character in games. I just have that
Yeah.
need to like really
I
put
need to
hours
find
into
this
it.
now.
And then I'm like, yeah, look, I've made it. I look really cool. And then I just don't see my character in the cutscenes because I'm seeing this fucking horrendous thing with a penis on his head. Like,
It was ages ago, like actually ages ago. Like I screenshotted a portion.
gonna
Oh,
say,
that was
go
it.
for it.
That was it. I found it.
you got to get your characters on screen as well. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see.
That was him.
He's horrendous.
Mate,
So
it's
horrendous.
disgusting. Like,
I think there's a drawn thumbnail for my character. I'll see if I can find it.
really.
I'm gonna just get this picture of like the character and like put her up on screen at the moment. But I was going through the cutscenes or something. I think it was because our save fucked up for it.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it and immediately like just posted it. I was like, this is it was awful. I love making disgusting characters, but the novelty wears off fast. And it's really hard to love your character when it looks like something that like shouldn't exist. It looks like something that got caught on the evolutionary line. He's like humans here, fish all the way here, and you're
Can't move
somewhere
on.
towards fish. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
God. Oh my. Hold on. That fucking.
Mate, look at that.
Oh, the Scar screenshot is so good. Just the one droopy eye, like,
I'm gonna have to get screenshots of all these characters and put them on screen at some point. I'm gonna have to get Dale to take a picture of his Wild Hearts character so I can like show that, because even in Elden Ring, he's got like a really like serious looking cool character, and then there's my thumb next to it. Basically, I just gonna have to just compare the two. Then we had Gary, who was like fucking. Actually, kind of a coolish looking character.
Voldemort. Like.
Yeah,
Voldemort.
just like really like this color. Actually, this color black skin, as in like completely over, like completely bald. It looked like it'd come out like a ritual or something. It was like
Made a dark iron dwarf. Like.
basically, yeah, it was insane. Like you'd look at Gary. There was points where he'd wear helmets or like wear a hat or something. I just couldn't see him. Like I had to get him to take off his thing just so I could see the features of his face.
Oh my god.
He'd set the slider so far down.
Well, I've got a picture
Oh,
of my
what's he
character.
found?
It's not the
Just my character entering the cutscene so fucking good.
So show Dale. So his character for Wild Hearts.
I'm Dale.
Your Dale? No. I meant look at it. So his character looks really
Yeah.
serious, and then alongside it was my
Yeah,
own.
the fucking shambles that was Sam's character.
It
I
was
tried to
very
make mine like a proper samurai and whatnot. Then
But like with this, oh god. What the fuck?
Eggplant boy.
Eggplant.
oh my
It's
god,
just mustache.
I'm just standing there ominously.
Like the Star Wars game though is the character, because I can't customize it aside from hair and like facial hair and clothes.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it look shit. Cause he's a Jedi. I don't want to look fucking bad. I want to bat bitches
I know
left,
what you
right, and
mean.
center and
Yeah.
enjoy it. So I don't know. Like him having all these different haircuts, I'm just like I can't do it to you. Like it makes you look awful. I'm gonna have to just lean into it. I think there's a mullet at one point you can get, and I might just have to get.
Yeah,
that.
you can get
See the big old handlebar mustache.
you can get a
as well.
mohawk. There's you know that shop where you hand in like the
Oh, I know the one.
Rariite or whatever it's called.
What, to the massive blue alien?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolutely worth getting the 10 gems.
Oh yeah.
100% worth getting those 10 gems.
Is it to open the door?
Yeah.
Because I opened it and I can't remember what was in there. Oh wait,
I
was it
remember.
just? Huh? It was just a fucking.
That's 100% worth it.
Oh, okay.
Mate, it's banging. Although, a little bit of a spoiler. I don't know. There'll be a lot of people who are like, oh, I want to find out what's behind that door.
Oh.
It's underwhelming. Maybe cut it.
Yeah.
Or blooper.
I'm
Or
just gonna
blooper.
cut out the audio for that bit there. Oh, it's just a. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll blur out my hand as well. Yeah.
It's not the most impressive thing, but it's definitely, oh, it was worth it.
The So I think I looked at Steam this morning and the reviews for it were 47%, like positive.
That's
Which-
better.
It was better because I think yesterday
was it before?
It was
Yesterday
like 20 something.
Yeah, it was like 23%.
Most of it,
Yeah. I think it
It's
was
such a shame.
originally.
It's a really good game, but it's just EA things, and it's like, oh, it's not well optimized. Well, the game's finished. Release it.
Oh, it's gone from
it's just
47,
everything at the moment comes out kind of.
48%
Poorly optimized.
positive now.
Then they'll start like fixing it after release. Like,
They have
just
said
see
they're
what's
gonna
gonna
fix
say.
it. They were like, oh, it doesn't work on
Put a
some
message
rigs,
out.
and it's like,
Mate.
motherfucker, they don't work on all rigs.
They put a message up today, like a tweet out today with it, which was basically going, I was talking to dads and I was like, they essentially went, yeah, it's your fault, not ours.
Yeah.
They were
The
like-
high-end PC.
Yeah.
Your fault.
It was like, oh, there are some things that have the chipset to run it, that are supposed to run at Windows 11, but people have it on Windows 10, so it doesn't run just as good. I'm like, that's a bit
What
of a
a
fucking
weird
cop out.
excuse.
I had some dude trying to defend it on my chat. He's like, it's everyone's fault. He like, if your PC can't run it, run it on a lower
Setting.
setting. And I was like, bro, I got a high end rig.
Yeah.
I want at least 60 FPS on high. And I was like, and even then, even if I go on, I go down to medium, and it's still shit.
Yeah.
I'll turn ray tracing on, still shit. Turn ray tracing off, still shit.
I was out here. I heard you yell at him.
Yeah, I was like, you
Snap at him.
don't deserve the shit. Don't fucking.
I remember. I think that might be one of the reasons why. Because let me try again. When I was younger, whenever I got a new piece of hardware, I noticed the difference. Like
Yeah.
everything ran brilliantly, and there was no issues whatsoever. Like games just felt much better. Whereas now, even with, because a 3070, 40, like 30 or 40 series, they're still high end.
Yeah.
So they should still be really good. So people who have this stuff, I think, to be honest, shouldn't have to deal with this.
Yeah,
issue.
there's people
It
who
should
like-
just run it well, but games have gotten to a point where they're so.
I mean, if you got
All
a
over the
shitey
place.
processor and a 4090, like,
Oh, well,
you know,
yeah,
you're gonna have
obviously.
a bad time. But like, people have these high end rigs and they still can't get it at 60 FPS.
It's
Like,
madness.
people shouldn't be defending it. You don't have to defend the multi-million-dollar companies.
Yeah, they're not gonna
They
sleep
should
with you.
release the
They
game
should
and it
do
runs. You deserve better.
Well, the like 40 series, for instance, is stuff that you basically look at and you go, well, this should be running games at 4K at like well over 200 FPS for any game. Like they are so overwhelmingly good that no game should struggle on it. Like that should just be the staple, to be honest. So having any game that is struggling this bad on not just that but everything, actually, because it doesn't really struggle. I think there's reports that it doesn't struggle on lower end cards, and you think, well, that's fucking so backwards that the lower stuff is running it perfectly fine, but the higher stuff that shouldn't have it. It's like having a fucking $500,000 car, and like, you know, you're on a road where it's bumpy as shit, and other people who are in old cars are just completely fine. It doesn't make sense.
There was one guy who's like, you got to turn ray tracing on, that's why it's doing bad. You got an NVIDIA card, stupid. Ray tracing on.
Ray tracing is such... I think there's only a handful of games that look better with it on.
See,
Ray
I've had
tracing's
mine
such a
on,
cop-out.
no issue. But with Spider-Man, night and day. I mean, I turn that off, perfect.
It's insane.
I do like ray tracing, and I think it's really a really good concept of like a perfectly emulating how light works. But my God, and they keep saying like it's the easiest way to simulate light. It'll give you better frame rate. Nah, bro, that shit tanks.
Whenever you have it.
Whenever you have ray tracing on, that shit dies.
I turned it off on Minecraft once and they shit the bed.
I mean, it is Minecraft. Though.
You didn't... I think I had it on for Dead Space and I just didn't know.
I remember we played RL Craft and it was like Minecraft was slowly just starting to die, and I was like, yeah, I think we went a bit far with this one.
It's fucking madness. I don't know. I think ray tracing is a really cool idea and concept, but you need fucking supercomputers.
It's good when it works, right?
I looked at this video someone put up. Yes, it is good when it works. Yeah, but with Spider-Man actually on their PC, and they were like, it was Dan's Gaming, so one of the fucking big boy creators. And he was, I think it was an ad, but he was swinging around the city and everything and landed on a building with ray tracing on, 4K, etc., etc. And it looked unreal. Like, he landed on a skyscraper and the entire city was reflected off of it.
Yeah, it's awesome in Spider-Man because you have all these reflections everywhere.
It was absolutely phenomenal. And I went, fuck, that looks really cool. Yeah, he did another one with like Cyberpunk where he was like, I was like, well, with 4K and everything else, no wonder it looks really good. But like, I don't know. I think for any fuck me, I can't talk today. Any system or anything like that we have, it just ain't worth it.
Yeah, I don't see us getting past 1080 for a while.
No,
because like, you know, everyone keeps going on about 4K and stuff, but like games keep getting more intense.
Yeah,
and, you know, you got fucking Jedi Survivor coming out 1080, you can't run at 60 FPS. I think I'll pass on 4K for a while.
Yeah, there's no point.
I want to one day play a game of 4K just to see what the hype is. I don't even play games.
I bet you won't notice.
No, I probably wouldn't. You know where they're like 1440p.
PS5.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like, I've done it before. It looks really good. Like,
Yeah.
I only noticed 1440p on a bigger monitor.
Well, that's it. You need the hardware for it. I've never played something at 4040p.
Yeah.
Like 4K seems like light years away for me.
It's nice. Like I enjoy playing games at that, but like if it was on a smaller screen like the ones we have in our offices, I think things would look a little bit sharper. But the idea is you got 1440, you got more pixels, therefore it will look sharper on a bigger screen.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
playing the PS5 on like a 60-inch screen, just it looks and feels good. Like,
I'm not
it
surprised.
does. I can't wait for like obviously Final Fantasy 16 coming out.
Mate, I keep seeing videos of it, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to buy a PS5 now. Like-
I'm gonna use the Office one.
Yeah, I was looking at it, and I'm like,
I'm just gonna use the Office. I don't know if anyone else is like planning to play it on the day. The Office one hasn't been open since. I'm like, I'm gonna play it on that.
I've had the PS5 since launch, and all I played on it is Demon Souls. Yeah, that's about it.
I had the, I had the PS5 on launch.
Yeah,
It went missing on my birthday.
yeah.
it's my
There's a story to that.
Oh, okay. The PS5 for me at the moment is my Crunchyroll machine.
Yeah.
It's a fucking good one. When I looked after the dogs for you, I was watching Crunchyroll on it, and it was
Banging
fucking
it.
slamming.
I'm gutted. I forgot
was
his
great.
account details for Crunchyroll.
You'll get them after
It was
this.
literally
Mate,
like
you used
10
my
years
yeah,
ago.
you used my Crunchyroll for years, didn't you?
Years,
Because I
mate.
wasn't really into anime, but I had the subscription.
Yeah.
I played Hogwarts Legacy on the PS5.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
After I finally got it pre-owned, I think it's shit.
Yeah.
No joke. No?
Actually, I don't think it's shit.
I never completed it.
I think it's just.
Neither did I.
I think it's bland.
I like the world, like to fly around
the
and look
world
at
is
everything.
cool.
It looks amazing.
The story is
I got
Mid.
bored eventually.
the story is mid because it's like, hey, these goblins are uprising. They don't want to like be worker slaves anymore.
And you kind of go,
And I'm like,
you're like,
why are we stopping them?
Yeah. Why would we do that?
it's weird.
It gets boring after a while. Once you've gone around the school, you're like, okay. Right.
Well, that's it.
And
The
once you
novelty-
get your broomstick as well, you're like, all right, I'm done now.
the novelty wore off really quick, and while I think it was a really cool idea, it just, I don't know.
It better not get Game of the Year.
I kind of
Oh, I
forced
will.
myself.
It's
to
so
do that.
mid.
There's no chance it will.
There'll be other things.
I think it's a good chance it will.
with
Oh,
Star-
it's definitely gonna be Breath of the Wild too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, probably.
Fingers crossed.
With-
I hope that's good.
I mean, with Star Wars out,
People have
and
had
now
early reviews of that.
Yeah.
It's really good.
When I was watching like the gameplay review, and he's like, he made a fucking boat, like a speedboat.
yeah.
I was like, this gonna be sick.
I mean, I genuinely Final Fantasy 16 coming out. I think that could be a contender as well because it looks
incredible.
insane. It
Like,
looks
it
Like
so
looks
good.
gameplay wise, it
really
just looks good.
It
both
looks good
actually.
and gameplay wise. It looks nuts. Like I was
Yeah.
watching Asmongold was like reacting to it the other day and was just like, "Holy crap, this game looks mental."
the
And you don't need to know anything about
No,
Final Fantasy
it's
to
a
play
completely
it.
separate
No.
story.
Because
but-
every Final Fantasy is a new world with like,
yeah,
but like they
pretty
reuse the characters, don't they?
much.
the
Names and
summons
stuff.
and
Some of the
yeah.
names,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
The
yeah.
one you were showing me.
Who's that?
where
Who's
they
that
had
one
the
guy?
giant
Sid,
fight,
isn't
yeah.
it? Sid's
Oh,
a
yeah,
recurring
Sid
character.
is in like everyone. He's like the airship guy in like every
Okay.
Final Fantasy game.
they
But like a
usually
different
have
character, same name.
a Biggs and Wedge. They'll have a Sid,
Yeah.
and then they'll have the different
But
summons.
like
to
this
the
this
gods.
one's made by I say made. like,
Yeah,
it's
boy.
the guy who made Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, Yoshiki.
Yeah. So
He's in charge of all of
he's
this
in
for that.
charge of this, and like that just makes me even more excited because I mean I know people hear like horror stories of like starting Final Fantasy 14 and whatnot, but like once you stick to that game, the story is awesome.
Isn't the story writer the same person who did
I believe
like,
so.
Shadowbringers and stuff?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
It's gonna be
there's a lot
phenomenal,
of like
by the
Final
way.
Fantasy 14 team involved in it, but
I'm
like
gonna
yeah,
come
just
everywhere playing it.
watching this.
I
Um,
just can't even.
Isn't like a guy from Devil May Cry working on it as well?
I think it's something to do with the
so
combat.
like the combat is like
Yeah.
an action.
They said it's
an action
supposed to be
RPG
like
now.
Devil May Cry kind
Um,
of combat.
But watching the combat, it looks like
It looks
a
insane, doesn't it?
fast-paced, like um,
I just keep seeing the trailers of them like wandering around areas,
Yeah.
and just for how beautiful the actual places look themselves,
mate,
it's just
honestly,
incredible.
That's
It
the
looks so
game
good.
with Zelda coming out this year as well. Like Final
So-
Fantasy 16 is still the game I'm most
About
excited
time
for.
some good games come out, innit?
They put out a
been a while.
gameplay thing for Breath of the Tears of the Kingdom. I keep fucking calling it Breath of the Zelda game, and out of all of it, the coolest feature is just the what they call a melding, where like
Yeah,
you just take
Fusion
two
things together.
fusion. Yeah, you just stick two things together.
The old sword shield.
He's like, I got a stick. There's a rock. Stick rock. He's just like,
I now have a mallet.
yeah, it's fucking cool as shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, these 2 weeks is like Jedi Survivor. There's that Redfall game coming out.
Oh, is that out
The
this month?
vampire thing.
Yeah, it comes out.
I thought that was later down the line.
I recognize the
Jeez.
name. I can't remember.
I
what
got it in my
it's-
calendar. I don't know if they delayed it at all or anything since then, but it should come out Tuesday.
Maybe.
You said it was next week.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild 2. There was also Dead Island that came out finally after fucking 10 years.
Do you enjoy that?
It was alright.
Oh yeah, second of
It's
May.
not.
I've heard it's meh.
It's not much. It doesn't really. It's not groundbreaking. It's
Yeah,
just a
it
zombie
looked
game.
a
It's
bit
just-
kind of mediocre when I was watching. Like
Did have some good humor in it.
I thought it looked like a crap Dying Light 2 to me.
Did it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I
Yeah,
really
it's-
liked some of the.
I mean,
It's very very similar to
Dying
Dying
Light
Light.
2 was kind of shit.
Oh, it was
Didn't
good.
really do anything for me.
I mean, we played Dying Light 2, and I think the only thing I remember from Dying Light is the vent goblin.
Oh yeah,
The Vent Goblin and just dying outside.
Yeah,
just
don't
jumping
forget
around.
to wash under your foreskin.
God,
the
I
only-
love the
That's
vents.
the only thing I
That was your
remember.
wisdom.
The only thing I remember from that game, and they didn't even make it.
That was really funny.
But I did when I was watching you guys play Dead Island. I really liked the pool of like acid that you're like kicking the zombies in, and you can see their clothes and skin melting.
Yeah,
off.
we literally spent
It
the
looked
game
so good.
drop kicking.
Yeah. You're just kicking people into it, and then there was like some gas there as well.
Yeah.
That would have the same effect where when they kicked into it, you could see the skin melting away slowly.
Yeah.
It was really good.
They
Actually,
made the
like, way
mistake
they
with
done
like
that.
the big guys, rather than make them difficult, they just made them the biggest fucking sponges.
Oh,
That's the
So you're just
problem.
having to
And I think
slap
that's
it up
something
like-
Jedi Survivor learned from the last game. So when I played the first one, Grandmaster, everything took so long to kill. I was like, this is boring, and I dropped it down in difficulty.
No, instead it just
But,
punches harder.
Yeah, in this one, everything
Yeah.
fucking
harder.
decks you.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But that's not a bad thing, because it forces, like, you're not just having to hit away at something continuously, you're having to learn how to, like, battle
It is.
against it and
Fucking
attack
dude.
patterns and
The
whatnot.
first boss, which is like a droid, basically kicked the shit out of me about 4 or 5 times ish. Where I would be like, oh, this is fine, Pat dead. And I was like, what the fuck? This guy just beat the shit. Oh god.
Yeah, like when I first faced him, he grabbed me, went bunk bunk, and I was
you
like,
just
"Oh, I'm
dead.
dead." Oh, okay.
I don't have the patience to play on that difficulty. Like, if I die like 4 or 5 times, I'm probably turning the game off and putting my fist from my
The,
door.
the first,
you
the
will.
first,
yeah.
You will. I
Yeah,
guarantee.
so I mean, like,
the first
I
actual
don't have
boss
that
you go
patience.
against, I think it took me like almost like 10 attempts.
Which one was it?
The ninth sister.
Oh, that one. Okay.
She felt cheap in a play, but the second phase. Like,
The second phase, like you.
Oh,
lit-
the whole dodging.
You
yeah.
literally cannot hit her, and you have to parry her.
Sister. Are these the Dathomir guys?
No,
No, you know the Inquisitors
Oh,
from the
right,
first
okay.
one?
Yeah, all right, okay, yeah.
There's something to do. You know,
Mate, when she came back, I was like,
it was cool.
I was like, this is a bad sign for the game.
Oh,
I was like, this character needs to stay dead.
mate, I fucking loved it. It came back, and I was like, this is really cool. And then they did the stupid helicopter spin that they do with their lightsabers, where they're like,
They got the sabers, which are like a circle to spin. Yeah.
and like literally flying with their
Huh.
weapons. And I went, that's stupid as fuck, and I love it. And
Do you hate like when they helicopter spin at you?
I was just like, this is so cool. It's stupid, but it's cool.
Okay.
I liked it.
There's a droid later in the game that's the fucking worst.
I think that one only took me a couple of attempts to do. I think
It's weird. She took me like 10 attempts. I really struggle with her. Stan, how many did you do on the Rancor? It was a lot, wasn't it?
15 or so. There was some attempts you just jumped down.
yeah, I had
yeah.
that.
I
No,
had
it had,
that as
to,
well.
it had to be way more than 15 because you were still doing it for like well over an hour.
So
Wait, an hour? Oh, you went, you left and come
then
back.
came
Oh, okay.
I was like,
makes sense.
this isn't working, and then I came back.
Because
and then-
Stan struggled. I went in there. I was like, boom, 8 done.
You say that.
I struggled as well
You
with
say
that.
that the droid, I killed it in one. I didn't. Ebbs came in. You said Ebbs came and told me. Kaif did this like 8 times. How many times did it take?
Oh
So-
no, she. So I was
think
talking
it's the
about.
sister.
I was talking about the ninth sister. And then she went to your room and said, Kaif really struggled on the first one. And you went, the bot? Oh, that was fucking
Yeah,
easy.
I had the exact same thing. Yeah, I had the
Stan
same
judging
thing, and
how
I
I'd
went.
look.
She went, "Oh, how long did it take you to kill the first boss?" I went, "I don't know, 3 or 4 times, like maybe." And she was like, "Oh, Kaif was on it for like 10, 15 minutes." I went,
So the 3 of you were playing on Grandmaster then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Daz isn't.
Other one below.
What a
Pussy.
little bitch.
like I
And
played.
I'm further in than you, pussy.
So the first,
Guy, if you were up till 5 in the morning, remember?
I would have gone longer too.
the first
YouTube
game, I remember playing through it, and there were points where I was like, oh, I regret putting it on this difficulty. But then there was a point with the last boss in it where you parry everything she gets. It was like Sekiro, where you like you get into a rhythm where you know it all and you're parrying everything, and it just feels really fucking cool, and it's just really satisfying to like be at that point. It's the same with all the like big enemies in the first one, with like the spiders that jumped on you and all sorts. Like you struggle like fuck with them, and then you learn, and it's
That frog, man.
The sh-
Ogdo Bogdo.
Bogdo,
We were talking about it
Yeah.
earlier, and I was playing it yesterday, and I was like, "What's his name? Like Unga Bunga or something?"
it's a good thing you don't have to do it again.
Fucking
Bunga.
randomly, where I was fighting something later, it just popped in my head, and I went, "Ogdo Bogdo!" I was like,
God,
I was
he
talking to
sucked,
myself
didn't he?
hours ago. He was.
He used the fucking worst.
That
boss.
was the worst.
I think that only took me a couple of attempts to beat.
Oh, that took me so long.
Huh?
What was that?
It was a frog.
It was a giant.
It was an
frog,
optional boss in the first planet.
Oh, where you kind
It
of
was
go
in
into
a
the
cave.
little cave
Yeah.
thing, like you go around the
And he's
outside.
literally there like, I'll fuck you up.
yeah.
I discovered, right? So, you know when you parry in Grandmaster,
Yeah.
if you drop the difficulty and parry, you actually recoil them harder.
That
I may as well add my difficulty because the Rancor on mine still one shots.
Do it.
So I'm
So
there's
what
like
me and
no
Stan
difference.
did is that we immediately, I've finished the survival tree.
Yeah.
so
I didn't
was
do
just about to
anything else
say,
other than that.
The first, I got to that Rancor and got one shot, and I went okay, and I saved up all my points for health, and I've maxed health out now, and I'm like, okay then.
Have you seen this?
kinda have to.
There's a way of seeing the difficulty that someone's on the interface.
Is it?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
these
it
little
tells you.
dots that show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And like depending on like the position of the dot shows the difficulty, and then I think Grandmaster has one in the bottom left, one in the top right, like the two dots.
Where did he show up?
Oh, you can't lie.
So you can't lie about the difficulty.
Wait, are they on the UI? And
Yeah,
on the bottom
UI.
left?
I think. Let me see if I can get a picture.
Because
for you,
That's
but, like,
awesome.
I think
It's cool
I
someone
think
else.
I've seen it where there were dots like by the where the stances were and stuff, and I was like, "What the fuck are those?" But that's really cool.
Sack it.
Flex
I'm streaming
hard.
after this. I'll up it.
Yes.
No,
Struggle.
you can't. You're gonna have to start again.
Welcome to the struggle
you can
bus,
start.
baby.
No, you're gonna have to start again. It's not proper unless you do it all.
Oh, it does. If you're going on Grandmaster, okay?
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you. He's going to that boss you were saying about.
Go to Kobo. There's a droid stronghold. There is a boss there.
Is it?
I'll find it. I'll
Is
find
it a gate that can't be opened that has like? A couple
No,
of
it's
dudes
a
outside?
completely open. Like you'll know when you see it because it's this big scrapyard stronghold, and it's literally called Stronghold.
Is it past the gate?
if you pass that,
I
down,
don't know,
It
I
says
was-
in the tweet as well.
I was
what
so
the-
far into the story that I turned up to it from like a ledge. So
Wait, is
Wait,
it
what?
You know when you look out, you come over.
Oh,
on
it's
the left.
these ones
Yeah,
here.
if you
you
scroll
get the
up, it'll
big
show you
look.
like.
no, mate.
What's
I'm.
what?
Is it to the right?
The story mode.
I
top
don't know.
left.
I'm deep in.
Top right.
I'm deep in, mate.
Well, I'll try and find it today.
It's so weird. Yeah, look at that.
I was talking to Dale earlier, and I was like, "Oh, hold on.
Scroll down as well.
Oh, see the dots?
I was wondering what those dots.
Yeah."
It's to show the difficulty you're on, so nobody
So
can
I-
lie.
And then
about
that-
it.
You
that's the
can't
last one.
fucking
Yeah.
lie.
Wait, are those dots?
See in the
Okay.
see in
I'm
the
about to
bottom
find
one.
Yeah,
out
yeah.
Kaif was on story mode all along.
I thought there's actually been a point where I dropped the difficulty down the story, but I can't tell you why. It's so funny.
Really?
I'll edit a video on it after you guys have done it.
Okay.
It's really fucking funny.
You're gonna make a video,
Yeah.
I,
On this
explain it.
particular thing,
yeah?
it's such a funny sequence of events that happened.
I think it's unnecessary for like them dot things, but I actually kind of like it.
So I was
No
talking
lying.
towards the start of the game. There was something really small where you squeeze through like a passageway, and there's a fucking box,
Yeah.
and your character like climbs up and over it for no reason. As in, they could have just put no box and just had him squeeze through and use that animation for everything. And I was like, the same with the dots thing, where I forgot what it was, but there was something that said you could tell a mark of like love from a game. One, there's a lot of these little things in the game that would have been no different if they had just removed them. But the fact that they're implemented in this game, you go, that's a sign of a really good game.
Yeah,
And,
when
like,
you
good devs.
when you go through crevices, there's a lot of variations. There's like they climb over stuff, he ducks under stuff. There's also times where he will hoist himself up to swing through
yeah.
to get through as well. And there's also
It's
ones
not
that you
just
like
the
you
same
dash through
repeated
too.
animation.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that variance.
And it's just, even though the performance issues are there, there's a lot of these little things that are put in, especially with the dot thing. Like, there's no game fucking does that. But the fact that they've got that, they don't explain it, there's none of that, and they've just had that. It's
Catch
just a
people out, baby.
labor
I
of...
like that.
Is there for streamers, right?
It
I,
just
I really
well,
hope there's
probably.
not an achievement for doing the whole game Grandmaster, because I did put it on story for a meme.
That's what I'm saying. You have to
So
start
you know,
again.
I could have already
Mate,
nullified an achievement.
Another 12 hours, you got to start again. Do it all again.
It did, well, the first one had New Game Plus, so
Did it?
It did, yeah. I didn't see the point of doing it though.
I didn't do it.
Oh, they had
does
DLC
have
for
it.
the first game, and I never went back because I don't own the first game. I played it on EA Access.
Wait, there was DLC?
Yeah, I played early access.
Was there like an extra planet or something?
don't know.
Oh.
There was I played it on release, and I
See, I played it years later. I don't remember DLC.
I would
There's
love some
definitely
DLC for this one, like an extra planet with a story on it.
but there was I had it on EA Access, so I don't own the first game at all.
No, I'm the same.
And I played through it all then. I fucking loved it, and then I cancelled the EA Access because it's shit.
Maybe I did it and I
It's
just
that one-
didn't realize
that
it
one
was
game.
DLC.
It's the same with Game Pass. Like the most that I use Game Pass for now is extra experience in League and Valorant.
Yeah.
I don't use it for any of the games on there. I could have probably got Jedi Survivor on it, but I just didn't even fucking look.
I
But-
doubt it's on there now.
I doubt it. But yeah, it's nice.
You sure there was DLC for it?
I'm
According
pretty
to this,
positive there was
no.
something extra, like free stuff added afterwards.
Oh, like new game modes,
I think so. Maybe. I think that might have been the new
combat
Game Pass stuff.
challenges, new game modes. Yeah.
Oh, thank God, because I thought I missed something story-wise. Anyway, I was really surprised by the stuff because with the going through crevices, there's a point where there's a fucking gonk droid, which is like sat there and you just sat there going gong 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 gong, and you're like climbing over it and going. And I was like, yeah, they didn't need to add this, but it's fucking. They don't look at it. He doesn't make any note of it. He doesn't speak to it. There's nothing there. It's literally just put in because it's something cool, I guess. It's fucking good. I like it.
They definitely, with the way this one's shaping out, they definitely could have DLC where it's like a side story,
Yeah.
like just a planet with a side story on it.
I love though as well. I really like the main character, and I really like. I think the actor who plays him has done a really good job with it as well.
Cal Kestis.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
cool.
He's such a cool. I think. I don't know the whole like Star Wars is a fucking mess at the moment. The only, in my opinion, the only good Star Wars media is the games. Like any TV films at the moment is shit.
The only
Yeah, so I
downside to
think
this
people
game
will-
is like, because I know how much of a mess the Star Wars universe is, like
Yeah.
the movies. I'm like, they can't do anything that really shakes
Yeah.
the canon here
It is
because,
locked.
I think
even with the
people,
first game, I was like, it was like, oh, these Force sensitive kids with the information. I was like, halfway through, I was like, he'll destroy it. And that's
'Cause-
what happens.
Yeah, I think
we-
people will question that because
Well, we
the
already know-
expanded universe, the books and whatnot. I know people
Well,
love.
that's the best thing. Is Knights of the Old Republic was so amazing because it was set at a time that
go back.
nothing was there. Yeah, so they could make any story they want. There was loads of Jedi, there was loads of Sith. You could do whatever the fuck you want, and it had some amazing stories in it. But then this is set in between 3 and 4. Yeah, it is set between 3 and 4.
The
Yeah,
first
it
one
is, yeah.
definitely was.
And there's no, like, fucking end result is the same. Cal Kestis doesn't show up at all in 4 onwards, so boy's
Where
probably
is he?
fucking dead or disappeared or something by the end of all of this. Like, Vader's still gonna be a big boy
Yeah.
and throughout. Like, it was like with Rogue One. It was a good film, but they're all gonna fucking die at some
The
point.
stakes weren't there.
I think
No.
Rogue One was one of the best films.
It was very
I really
It's
enjoyed
one of
that.
the best Star Wars films. It's like, that's a fucking grim ending, but
I fell
like-
asleep in it.
did I?
Yeah, shit.
I thought it was great.
I loved it.
the
it was
new
good.
movies is the best.
Solo was the one I.
That guy being like, I'm one with the Force and the Force is one with me. And you don't, like,
Yeah.
was he one with the Force or was
No,
that
Donnie
like
and-
the luckiest man ever?
I remember being sat in the film and they introduced everything, and then I fell asleep and I woke up and everyone was dying, and I went, "Oh, the fuck did I miss?"
The whole thing. The whole fucking thing.
I was like, well, when we went to go see the D&D film, Glenn fell asleep in it.
You missed the dragon.
Yeah, he missed the whole dragon
me
bit.
me and Glenn watched the Lego movie
Yeah,
before in the cinema, and like, I fell asleep through the start of the film,
yeah.
and I woke up, and then Glenn fell asleep through the second half of the film. So,
That's right. You can tell the
yeah,
story
we
to
had
each
to
other.
explain the film
Between
to
you.
each other a bit, like.
That's funny. Oh my god. I didn't expect that topic to fucking go on for so long. I had a whole load of other things.
I think we had a lot of stuff to say.
Yeah, I'm fucking glad actually. We had so we briefly spoke about between YouTube and Twitch and the competing thing there, and that brought me to wanting to segue to one of the other topics, which is slightly smaller, not quite as fun as Star Wars. I still just want to keep talking about Star Wars, but I think we'll come back after we've all finished it and played it. We'll fucking go back and talk about it. But anyway, so you know how Twitter is such a shithole at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. Dan.
He knows what's coming.
So I said to Daz earlier about this. So the the creator of Twitter, the founder, Jack, you've heard his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sold it to Elon and everything.
Yeah, he's the only guy who has the @Jack handle. Yeah.
Yeah. He's now part of a project which is basically Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So he sold Twitter, and now he's making Twitter again.
Might join.
It's called Blue Sky. It's invite only. The name sucks at the
The
moment.
name is
Invite
shit.
only at the moment. But it's from what people have said, from the people that are in it, it's basically Twitter. You see screenshot, like, you know, people screenshot tweets.
Yeah.
They screenshot things from this. It's exactly the same. But I was saying to Daz, and the reason why he's laughing is it's not tweets. It's skeets.
So is this like site called like Skeeter or something?
No, it's Blue Sky. That's
Blue
what it's
Sky,
called.
sorry,
Yeah.
you just said that, yeah.
It might.
And apparently it's because it's
The Skeets, like Skeet.
it's tweets, but Sky tweets skeets. And Daz was like, "What is it? Fucking
Can't wait to
retweet.
re-skeet. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait to
Re-skeet.
re-skeet things." Like, that
Like
that just makes me think of like old songs, which is like fucking skeet on people,
Oh,
which
skeet, skeet,
either
people
means
fucking
come
up.
or shit on people. Which I'm like,
Does it mean that? Like I've never heard.
like I'm
If you're gonna scat,
skeet. I'm pretty positive skeet was like
I'd
a
join it. Like Twitter's fucking horrendous at the moment.
terrible, isn't it?
Like, it's just constant like extreme right wing content. Not even like I'm not even getting sent like mediocre right wing content. I'm getting sent like extreme right wing
Yeah.
content, and I
You just
mute
get
it.
boobs.
And you know what happens? I see it again.
Push it on you again.
According to Urban Dictionary, to skeet or to skeet means to jizz,
Yeah,
ejaculate or come.
ejaculate, yeah. Like in slang, it's ejaculate, and obviously
Okay.
skeet is the shooting.
Can't wait to
sport.
re-skeet.
Yeah, I can't wait to re-skeet people. Yeah, and I just thought it was really funny how he's like gone, hey, I'm gonna sell this project I've done. All right, that's sold. Let's make it again. Let's just start again. Which
You
I
can't fault him.
completely agree with you because it's
Invite
like,
only is interesting.
well, it's because
Is that
it's
for a
like,
time?
Oh yeah, basically, it's like a
It'll
a
make
new
you
thing.
feel
That
very,
name needs to change though.
But I know it's terrible. I read it and I thought, what the fuck's Blue Sky?
Mr.
That's
Blue
not
Sky,
shit.
like.
Guess
Yeah.
you gotta like
I
you have
can't
to
help but think of-
appreciate that Twitter didn't run perfectly, but
No.
it certainly run fucking better than until
Yeah.
Elon took over.
Well,
When he's gone on about like people not really working at the company and having all this leisure time, and it was like there was like nap rooms as well, and it's like
that sounds like a good
that's
environment.
like that sounds like a fantastic employer to have like a nap room, you know, especially when you got
yeah.
engineers that are there ready to for any errors that happen in the middle
Yeah.
middle of the night. And he's gone, nah, workers, you slaves. Deal with
He's-
My stomach's
Oh, I
going
just
nuts.
think he's a fucking moron
I'm
who's
hungry now, guys.
He is. He's
Finally.
literally a rich moron that has convinced people that he's a genius.
well. There was a thing he put out. He put out a message which was along the lines of, if anybody can find evidence of me apparently having an emerald gold mine,
His dad answered.
like, I'll give
Yeah,
you.
his
like,
dad went, yeah, we had one of them.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, if anyone can find evidence of this, I'll give you $1 million or something.
But how do you know if it's his
And
dad
people
or
were
not?
like,
You
here's
can't tell if
evidence.
he's verified anymore, can
And
you?
he's like,
Is it his dad is the one that married his stepdaughter?
probably.
Like he brought her up from when she was a child and then decided to like marry her. So he's also fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check before I say this, but
Yeah, I know what you want to say.
I don't know if you do.
Like the age gap between them is
About to throw a
gigantic.
curveball now. He was sowing the seed from a
What's his
young age,
name?
like.
Aaron Errol Musk or something like that.
It's messed up, like.
That's insane.
This is something completely different.
Errol.
I don't know what you're about to say. I'm
Speaking
worried.
of people who married step family,
Oh god.
who they had raised from being young,
Go
Morgan Freeman married his step granddaughter.
When?
Fucking last 10, 15 years. And he had raised her from being really young. I've heard about this a while ago.
His
And I was like,
step-granddaughter.
what the fuck? And this is I've just looked it up to confirm it, and there's many posts about it. Had affair with step granddaughter, and then it says alleged murderer.
He is 41 years older than that girl. I say girl, she's 35. She's older than me.
He
But
not
like,
only married her, he had an affair with it. Oh, hold on, these came out in the last, as in these news things, in
That
the
is
last
weird.
4 or 5 years.
That's quite
Both of these are weird.
Really bad.
Creepy, innit?
So yeah, he married his wife, who had a daughter who was 4 called Jana. He brought her up and then decided to marry her.
And I think she's dead now.
And also had an emerald mine.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on about Elon. I was on
Yeah.
about Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Ah, fair enough.
Fucking
Yeah,
insane, isn't it?
Elon was like, I'd love to see this evidence for it. And Errol was like, yeah, we had it. It was it happened around this time.
Yep.
I can't remember what he specifically said. It was like a time where it was like a lot of hush money. He was like, you know, it was because Elon was like, there's no contracts, there's no proof of deeds or anything like that. He's like, no, it was just a verbal agreement. I handed him money, and I got money back for these emeralds.
Imagine fucking trying to lie to people and your dad calls you out.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Oh my god. And I just a fucking moron. Actual fucking moron. But then yeah, Jack's fucking gone and made Twitter 2, which is insane.
Twitter 2.
I think it's really funny as well that he's just
Oh, Skeeter.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's gonna do well called Blue Sky though. I'll tell you that.
it's
it's
gonna
a
change.
garbage.
May as well
It
just call
doesn't
it
roll off the
Skitter.
tongue, does it? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't roll off the
Skitter.
tongue. A little blue sky.
It's fucking Skeeter like.
Skeeter.
It's there's no way. I mean,
Skeeter just reminds me of the like. Do you remember the cartoon Doug?
yeah, the blue guy.
The blue guy.
Oh
Yeah.
fucking hell!
Yeah.
I haven't remembered that in a
His
long
name is
time.
Skeeter, wasn't it?
Yeah, you said it, and all these just images just
Yeah.
came back to me. Yeah,
I never watched that one because it freaked me out.
it was weird. The fucking giant fucking noses, like that was a weird program.
I watched some Ren and Stimpy recently. And that's fucking
It's
weird.
weird as shit, isn't it? Oh my god,
That and Courage used to freak me out.
all
Courage
the old
was
programs
amazing.
were just
I
wild.
loved Courage Cowardly Dog. That was such a good cartoon.
Horrendous though.
I'd love
Yeah, it was creepy, but like it was so good.
The was it the salesman with the fucking?
I know what you're
smile.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was freaky.
The
What's his name?
naughty
Fred.
guy, innit?
Yeah,
Is
Fred.
that the guy
Fred.
that does the,
Fred.
like naughty?
Yeah,
thing?
he's like naughty.
Return the slab. Like.
That was creepy as fuck as well. The whole thing was just
It
creepy.
was so good though. It was
Fred
so
was class though. He was such a cool like.
Because he just wanted to shave Courage, didn't he?
Yeah,
That's what it was.
he just wanted. He just wanted to shave all his hair off. He was obsessed with shaving things. Like,
Was that like one of the fucking writers' kinks or something?
I don't know, maybe what shaved dogs.
Maybe. There's there was another animation. It was like Women Spies or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Totally Spies.
It might have been that.
That
It's
was
getting
like,
a reboot or something, and it's getting like
Yeah.
a remake.
Somebody made a comprehensive list of every episode and every kink it relates to.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Totally Spies.
It's
Yeah.
totally Spies.
And
Yeah.
apparently, it's
Every
getting a
episode
remake.
has a kink.
Literally, I think almost every episode had like a kink that it
my
related
lord.
to.
Doesn't-
Yeah,
they were
it's
basically like 3 girls who were in like skin tight
Yeah,
bodysuits who
skin
went
tight
out and did
leather
spy
suits,
stuff. It was
Like
it was
the
a
Powerpuff
fucking
Girls but Spies.
it was an
Charlie's
okay
Angels.
program that I watched when I was really young.
I remembered enjoying it when I was younger.
I remember seeing some of it, but
It was
not a lot. Like
yeah, I saw that tweet as well, and it was a fucking big old.
It was a big
I was
list.
like, what the fuck? It was cool, but yeah, they were rebooting that as well.
yeah, they're making
which
a
is
new one.
interesting.
Hopefully, it's based around kinks again.
I can't wait for them to step on a guy with a ball gag in his mouth. That'll be interesting. Okay, next topic. Oh mate, here's one that I think is interesting though. Did you? Well, this is only going to be a very short one, but did you know that car companies are selling subscription services for their cars?
God. Yeah.
What?
So you can unlock extra horsepower for your car for like $60 a month. Heated seats, BMW selling. They're basically selling a service for $18 to
Cars
unlock the
DLC,
heating,
like
the heating seats in your car. You'd have to pay $18 extra a month as a subscription service.
The dystopia is creeping in
yeah, this is.
bit by bit.
It was.
Oh my
I understand
lord.
people having to pay extras to like, get
Yeah.
these things, but like then become a subscription service, which I assume you can like cancel from and like
And then it would turn it off.
yeah, it would turn it off and on. So the car has these capabilities.
The car
You're
has
just like
fucking DLC,
paying.
baby.
Yeah, you're paying DLC prices to.
That is
the thing
so
I saw
weird.
specifically said car DLC, and it was like fucking, it said about the horsepower. It was literally like 60 extra horsepower for $60 a month.
No, that's stupid.
It's insane.
I'd
isn't
get it like if they were like, oh yeah, you know, pay £100 to get these heated seats in your car, because that is a one-off payment. Like the original car doesn't have it, and then you're paying to have something extra put in. Fine, whatever. Still kind of takes the piss that it wasn't in the original model, but it is what it is.
The car has this built into already.
Yeah,
they
it's
could
there.
still sell the car to these people, and that person could be like, "Yeah, I'll have the car as is, but I'll never pay the subscription." Well, they can't be losing money because they're still selling the car.
I
off at this
would
price,
pay
you know?
a guy
They're
to
just trying to
jailbreak the
get it.
car
Yep, 100%.
and have it so
No,
they
that'll
can.
happen eventually. Then, though.
Yeah,
That'll
you'd lose
become
your
a thing.
warranty immediately.
Yeah,
And just be able to cut the car off completely from whatever service they have to monitor it, you know, and then boom, suck my balls. You gave me all this extra fancy stuff, and I turned it on.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tesla has that as well, where it's like subscription services and stuff. I think there's actually a way that I think I remember seeing things where somebody was banned from using Tesla charging stations to charge their car up because of something they posted online or something that like went against the company. They had like what was the word? They had basically remotely turned off this dude's charging for his car that he had paid for because of stuff he had said or done. Right? There was something where they had like basically just deactivated a feature of his car.
Teslas also have a unique charger. That's the one. That's actually one of the only things Elon Musk has invented. Because the EU wants all electric cars to have a universal charger.
It's like the iPhone issue again, and
Basically,
they want them to be
But
universal.
like Elon Musk wants his own personal one, so they can have their own personal stations and just make stuff
Make more money off it, basically.
harder, you know.
Yeah.
So they make more money. It's dumb.
And I just think it's fucking insane. You buy a car, but you don't own the car. It's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck wants car DLC? Like, come on.
I hope that fails.
I hope it does as well.
Because that's a horror.
I don't think it will though.
I think it's going to do extremely well.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
going to be
'cause
rich
the
people.
people are going to be buying these cars that
Yeah.
require DLC. Other people are going to have money, and they don't give a
gonna do
fuck
it,
about
yeah.
throwing the money.
Well, that's
at you.
exactly it. Somebody who can afford a, I don't know, $200,000 car and not even worry is someone who goes, well, fucking 60 quid. Who gives a shit? Yeah, fucking whatever. Yeah, all right, go on. Like that. Fuck, it's just insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
Car
It's just
DLC.
stupid. Like,
It's stupid. It's
Season
actually
pass.
insane. I just couldn't believe it. Fuck me. We're gonna get like walk-in DLC at some point, where you know people have like maybe they have their leg gone, they get bionic legs, so like yeah, you gotta pay extra money for it to walk.
shit.
Mate, companies are
Yeah.
going to own districts at some point. They're
Oh,
going to
100%.
be like, this neighborhood belongs to Coca-Cola.
Don't pay your
gonna-
money, you don't get a house.
Going to have more power than the companies already kind of own the government because they just give them money and then they get the laws in their favor. But like, it's going to come to the point where like Coca-Cola is going to own your neighborhood.
I just had
Then
the
we'll have
most.
the Hunger Games with like districts
Yeah.
and Coca-Cola.
I am tribute for. I come from the town of Coca-Cola. I stand here for my brothers and sisters. Yeah, Coke in hand.
And then there's gonna be their rival Coke Zero.
Yeah, I am
Who
fighting
is
in the
slimmer?
Hunger Games to get insulin for my little sister.
I just had the most dystopian, horrific thought that
Go on.
could possibly happen. So, could you imagine if they sold glasses that had like extra features and stuff put in, but they had set them up to slowly make it feel blurrier for the person, like the glasses
Oh,
themselves,
planned obsolescence on the glasses.
so that the person thinks that they're getting worse eyesight, so they have to go and get tested and get new
pay
glasses.
to improve vision. Like,
But it's just a slider that they could like they're like, oh, he's bought new glasses.
I mean, realistically,
same
glasses.
lenses, you know.
Like, you guys have to pay for your glasses, right?
Yeah.
To a degree, glasses are like IRL DLC. Like, it's not
IRL.
a luxury.
It gets to a point where like I don't know, 3-4 years you'll buy a new one. But if it like, because I'd fucking love to have like I don't know shit put into my glasses so that I could, I don't know, see my phone, see this, see that, see the other.
I'd love a
interact with-
screen in my glasses.
It'd be fucking amazing. But like, imagine if they were like, there was like some insidious company that was like that had all this, and then they're like, I should make him a little bit blinder today.
I do think my glasses degrade over time. Every time I buy a new pair of glasses and whap them on, I'm like, fuck, that's sharp.
It's insane, isn't it?
So
your
they
vision
must
degrades,
degrade in
right?
some way, or maybe like
It's probably
maybe the
just-
surface just gets a little bit scratched
get
and worn
scratched.
away.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
that's
probably
definitely
that.
that. I just looked at my glasses and it's covered in shit at the moment. You put brand new ones on and you're like, whoa, colors are so vivid. When they're exactly the same as the previous ones.
I can see my dick again.
You're like, whoa, there you are.
I don't like it.
Your vision like degrades as well. So like that along with like your glasses getting a bit torn up.
I'm fortunate that my eyesight hasn't really changed for like a decade.
I
Mine
haven't
has.
had any issues with my eyesight, but I also haven't been to an optician's in a long time, so I probably should go at some point.
I wake up every morning and I sit there going, till my eyes focus because everything
goddamn,
is
my
blurry.
God.
I'm like, this is awful. Holy shit. I put glasses on. I'm like, I can't fucking see everything. And then eventually it all just clicks. And I'm like, nice. There we go.
No wonder you had issue with that face mask.
He said about this face mask that like has like Bluetooth in. Like you put it on, it blocks everything out to sleep better. And I used to have one, so I found it. And I was saying how I was in the bath, like
It's like an eye mask.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
like
But it's got like
sleeping
little
masks.
speakers there.
in
And
it.
I
I
was
thought,
like,
I thought you were having like a face mask, like the fucking
no.
stuff on, you know?
those would be amazing. But I was in the bath
We use them anyway.
where I had like a towel over my head to cover it, and I thought, wait, I could block out all light by putting this on. I could listen to music while I'm having a bath. Fucking nice, chill out. A little bit dangerous because I could fall asleep and drown, but whatever.
I think you'd wake up the moment you choke.
Life moves on. But I was saying to Daz that
Blocking out all senses, he ends up in like the upside down. All of a sudden.
I was like, where am I? I was saying that I took off my glasses. Oh, not my glasses. I took off the face mask, and I was there like, because of all the light flooded in, and I was just, it hurt. it was bad. My eyes are fucked, man. I'm gonna need to get a LASIK at some point, and then 5 years later get it again when it runs out.
I was thinking of doing it, and then it was like,
It runs out after it. I think it's 5 or 10 years.
people are like, oh, you don't actually know how often this fails. It's like, it's not an insignificant failure
Yeah.
rate on the LASIK surgery. And I was like, pass.
Well, I think the thing for me is I've thought of it is just I think people say after 5 or 10 years your vision can just switch back,
Yeah, it does. It deteriorates. Like,
and I'm like,
That's
oh,
a good 5 to 10 years though.
Yeah, it is
but, like,
really good.
The people I know that have had it done and successfully have been really happy with it.
If you'd said it degrades after a year, I'd be like, oh, that's a fucking hell no from me. But like
Yeah,
5
but
to
like
10
5
years
to
is
10
not
years
bad.
is quite a while.
I'd fucking love to be able to see in 20/20 vision. Oh god, the amount of times that
I don't
like
think you can get rid of an astigmatism though.
No.
That's literally the shape of your eyeball.
both my eyes have that. So
You
I'm
got
kind of-
rugby
Oh,
ball
that's
shaped
fucking
eyes.
rough.
Like,
I only got it on my left.
it used to be one.
Yeah.
And then I went back to the opticians. I think it was the last time I went, and they went, "Oh, you've got one in both." And I went, "Fuck!" like this.
all this talk, like I'm gonna go to the optician soon just to check. Like I don't feel like I have any issues with my eyes.
You got to
but,
turn
like,
up glasses next week and be like,
I'm gonna go regardless. Like
Yeah.
"I can
yeah,
see."
like I don't have any problems. Like I don't struggle with focusing
That
on
you
seeing
know of.
distance. Like yeah,
You'll put it on, and everything will be clear, and you go, "Oh fuck." Although to be fair, you could be like Harley, who can't fucking see, but he refuses to wear his glasses. He's literally like that all the time.
But I don't find myself squinting for anything. Like
He's
you know.
probably I reckon.
You can read, right?
Yeah, I read quite regularly as well. So like
I just reminded myself. You know, have you seen the people who play Valorant, but they have the screen there?
yeah.
That's going to be Harley. He's literally like, literally.
With everything though.
So I just looked up 1 in 500 people have significant loss of vision after laser surgery. That's not an insignificant
I
number.
didn't realize
Yeah,
it could
no, that's-
ruin your vision. Can you just keep having it done till if it works? It's like
Go
like
again.
you're-
I don't know.
Yeah, you're waiting
Go
for a
again.
proc like in a game where you're like, okay, I'll craft 100 of these and one will proc eventually.
Damn, double fail.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, it's twice as bad. Oh, maybe next time it'll be like, and then you just get worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah, fucking all the
It's
way.
good business.
1 in 500,
Pay
though,
every
that's
time.
way too high for my. That's way too high and odd
1
for
in
my standard.
500.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's still less than 1%, but
I mean, I roll them odds. Like I'm all for
Yeah?
it.
I think they say this is great.
I've played too much XCOM. I ain't taking that.
I think they say like I don't know, 1 out of every 8 people develops some form of like, prostate issues. So like, there's really small odds in everything.
Just make sure to keep milking your prostate.
Get up there, like, fucking squeeze it like a stress ball. Moving on.
It's good to milk the prostate, Keep it healthy.
Isn't it?
Up your butt, yeah.
Yeah.
Look
How
at
do you
confusion.
milk up the...
Come.
But that's not... You don't...
No, that's literally it. Like they say, you need to wank.
I get that bit, but... Never mind.
I ain't gonna have any issues.
You do know that
Yeah.
your cum is like your prostate helps with the fluid
I'm
release.
gonna be real with you.
You don't know much
A
about
friend
it.
of mine asked me before, do you have a prostate? And I'm like, I don't know what that is, probably not.
Okay, Stan. So
much
for
of
some
those?
information, all men have prostates.
Yeah, no, I found
They're
that
like,
out that day.
I'll go ask my mum if we have one in the house.
So, like-
somewhere now. Mum, we're gonna prostate
Sperm-
anywhere in the house.
Sperm comes from your balls,
Is that another
but you also have
IRL
glands
DLC?
that have liquid to help release with the
I thought
sperm.
pee was stored in the balls.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
True.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah,
True,
it
true,
is a
true.
joke.
I don't believe
Mate,
it.
You know,
Nah,
Stan,
that's
canon
for a
now.
moment,
Yeah,
I was like,
believed
is
him.
he joking?
I believed
I
him.
had to say it immediately. I thought, like, no, I'm not gonna believe it.
I'm really glad you, because I was like, that is a meme, but does Stan believe it? Holy shit. Yeah, everyone here has a
Yeah,
prostate.
make sure you milk your prostate. I also learned that like
I can milk it for you.
if you don't wank, right, your testosterone builds
Drops.
and
Oh.
builds, and then it plateaus after a week. So if you can hold off for a week and let it go for a while, you probably can resist the urge to wank. But you should wank. It's good for your prostate.
If you do that for after like 2-3 weeks or so, the whole urge to do it is just gone
Yeah.
because you haven't done it. It's
And then you release the fucking cracker
bigger.
to release.
Mate, you do it. You do it. Your walls have new paint on them. Everything's fucking white. It's mad.
Oh, you just reminded me of a clip, Kaif.
What is it from Scream?
No, I was looking for clips for April for you.
Oh, okay.
And we were playing Shit Show Sunday.
I remember what
And
I
he was
said.
literally like, fuck me. I was like, all right then. He was like, I'm about to get 8 years down my throat.
Oh my lord. God, you dirty man.
DCS made a short, right? I went, nah, we can't upload that.
That is insanity. Oh my god. Holy
It's a grim thought, isn't it?
9 years.
9
That's insane.
years. Sorry.
Holy shit.
Oh, it buckled me.
I'm not
Because
surprised.
I didn't finish the sentence without laughing, did I?
No.
Do you know what the best thing is? You always complain about us bringing this up, the 8 years.
You bring it up.
You just
more
brought it
often
up
than everyone
yourself.
else.
You just
That
done
clip was too
you
good.
done yourself dirty there.
That situation was too funny.
that is funny though.
Oh Christ.
Oh, just caught me off guard. Like.
Okay, so there's another topic that I want to talk about, which especially with Dale here. But did you see what Wizards of the Coast did to a YouTuber?
No.
Okay, so
Somewhat, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, they sent the...
so
yeah, carry on.
they sent the Pinkertons, which are like a government agency, to a guy's house to get cards back that he had been sent mistakenly of a future set.
You should recognize the Pinkertons from fucking Red Dead Redemption.
They were the bad guys in
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. The awful government bad guys in 1 and 2. They got set by
They went a bit
Wizards of the
serious,
Coast.
didn't they?
They sent them.
Yeah, that feels a bit over the top. I get like obviously they
And
could.
the title of the article was that they raided the house to get them because they basically went and like strong armed them to give them cards back.
Give the cards back.
To my knowledge,
Good lord.
the guy didn't even know they were new cards.
No, he
It's just some random guy. Like
He's
he's a YouTuber, so
Yeah.
he ordered them from somewhere, and they sent him. I think the two names. were
the
similar.
cards went to a retailer, like they ordered them in, and obviously accidentally sold them too early. They didn't know they had the early cards. The YouTuber didn't know he had the early cards. He makes the video. Wizards find out, and they send the fucking Pinkertons to his house.
that's absurd.
Could they
It
not
feels-
have just ask?
Yeah.
They're taking some fucking L's.
It's insane.
Yeah, they've been on a bad path lately. Like they're not doing wonders for their name right now. Like,
It's fucking insane. I just like, I think Games Workshop had a similar thing recently. They didn't send people out, but they'd sent like a model that hadn't been announced to somebody by accident. And the guy made a video on it, as they do, announced her and everything. And they went, oh, okay then. And they just announced her early.
yeah,
And you think, well, that's the reasonable response. And for Games Workshop, of all people, to make a reasonable decision, you think, fucking hell. But yeah, could you fucking imagine that? You get sent early Final Fantasy cards, and they're like, no, you're not allowed to show those. We're fucking sending people to come get them back.
yeah.
Isn't it Wizards of the Coast are the ones that were like
D&D as well.
yeah, with D&D they were saying like you have to give us a percentage of your profits.
Yeah.
Man, they fucking
They used to be fucking
They
awesome.
they
though.
did a big 180 on that though, right?
I don't know.
Eventually. Like, after weeks of people complaining about
Yeah.
all of that, they
I
shut
can't
it.
remember
That
what
is-
came of it, but
That is
something.
greed.
They
That is
should, like,
greed taking over.
I forgot what the name of it was. It was like D&D Eternity or some shit like that they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I think that, dude, they
Do they
just
still Wizards is the Pokemon card? Like they used to be though, right?
I think Gen 3.
Yeah, okay.
This
They
is
used to be.
unrelated, right? But so like Ninja and Courage and a few other content creators, they're making a game. You know,
This is
Unreal.
the one you linked.
Yeah, you know,
yesterday.
Fortnite has this like map and
Yeah, game.
editor.
Yeah.
So they're making a
creative
game
mode.
in UEFN, but apparently, like, you can pretty much make a game in Fortnite's Unreal Editor. Oh, that's
Yeah,
wild.
they improved on it.
that was one of the
massively
other things
over
I had
the
written
last
down
year.
as well.
Oh,
I
was
was
it?
gonna talk, yeah,
Yeah, 'cause,
which is good. I'm glad.
I think
for it.
Epic were like they've even said at some point games you make in Fortnite's Unreal Editor will one day be standalone games.
Well, they had
Just-
Wow.
Cool.
Tim the Tatman, Ninja, Nick Merckx, Cypher PK, and Courage, who were all making it. And it, as he said, it was built on the Unreal Engine of Fortnite to be the brand new battle royale.
I've looked at the editor; it's extremely similar to just the normal Unreal Editor, but for Fortnite.
It's in,
Fortnite.
mate. They released that out, and the amount of people that have made like full on fucking like big games in that.
Yeah,
Of,
horror.
like,
I love all like the horror stuff that's
I was
being
gonna
made.
say
in there.
that's gonna come up on like,
Like,
shit shows
yeah,
or something.
Glenn
right?
wants to do it,
He wants
but
to do it.
Basically, like Roblox.
it's
and
not.
stuff
It's not easy finding them because
Yeah,
they,
okay.
they don't have a directory for like Roblox does. You have to just
like
go into
stumble
Reddit
upon them.
threads and Discords to find people
Yeah.
to give you the
It'd be
link.
worth doing some research into like what things are quite good on there, though,
Yeah.
right?
It would be good
I
for
think
for Epic to have like a directory of like so people can vote and upvote start maps. So they'd be like, this is a game that's doing well.
and like obviously some of the games you played on Roblox were good, but like the boundaries of Roblox look shit.
Yeah.
Fortnite
It's all
looks
fucking
To be fair,
blocky
some of the
characters
stuff they've
wandering
made
around.
in Roblox looks really good.
Yeah, I understand.
Until
like,
you see the like,
Yeah.
because obviously you can't change the Roblox models.
yeah.
So you're
It's
like,
when
oh,
you
this
see
looks
the character
amazing.
models.
You turn, you see Glenn.
But Fortnite, Fortnite looks good. Like the character
Yeah.
models look good.
Yeah,
I feel like you can make some cool stuff in there. Like
definitely.
With them being the people who are making this new battle royale, do you think that there's going to be some form of controversy around it? Because if they've created it, they're obviously in charge of it. So if they're playing it, you know, you've seen all like clips and stuff like that of like Ninja molding over fucking stream snipers and stuff. If they've created it,
he might pull
definitely
the
abuse
trigger
it.
finger a bit quick on it, maybe. But I don't know.
think they could like definitely
That possibility.
be issues about that.
But I know for a
Yeah.
fact that they hate skill-based matchmaking, so it's gonna be one of
course
those
they do.
games where they're just dunking on people, and that's their content.
Why hate skill-based matchmaking?
because
Because
they go against good.
no matter
players.
how good you get, you're also against people who are your skill level, so you never really feel like you're improving. That's one of the downsides, but the upside is that people like me who are fucking gash at games don't have to constantly go into lobbies where I get
domed immediately.
I get
Don't
just
know.
seal clubbed, you know.
yeah.
they just
It's-
want content based stuff, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're like
They
no
want to
skill
dunk on people
no skill
because it looks
based.
good.
It's gonna be whatever the fuck they, you know, what pisses them off, what doesn't
Yeah.
piss them off. It'd be
I
interesting to see how it turns out.
don't think it'll. It might like do really well at the start, but that's just because of the names tied to it.
It'll do better than Doctor Disrespect's game.
Wait, he's got a game.
Yeah.
He's releasing a game where it's like you can extract from it with NFTs.
Oh, I saw that. Oh my
But the
god.
problem with his game,
yeah.
right, is because he said like, oh, imagine extracting with something that's worth like 100,000. And it's like, bro, if something in that game's worth 100,000, I'll cheat. I will
quite a lot of
100%.
people.
Yeah.
I will break my morals. I will download cheats and I will try to win it.
I'm smooth brain for that. I need to figure it out. It looks fun.
The Shadows of Doubt is.
Is that
What
the
is
detective
it?
game?
Oh, the
Yeah.
detective game. I was watching Sam play
It's
it. It
so
looks,
fucking good.
it looks
It's
really fun.
incredible.
Like,
It's so fucking good because you were playing it like before and you mentioned it. Oh my god, it's fucking amazing.
yeah. Well, I wanted to
It's
check
so
it out when you mentioned it, and then I watched you play it.
I was writing a conversation.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It looks.
First time.
It looks a good mixture of like dumb,
There are dumb parts.
but like, I don't know, really creative as well. I guess like the game is.
Yeah. The only thing it lacks on is dialogue.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they add to that in the future. But like the ways you solve cases are fucking great.
Because you've had a lot more of a, I don't know, more of a detective experience than I have.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm gonna be honest, the majority of my playtime is breaking into people's houses and beating them up. Like, if there's even a small inclination that I might be guilty,
You beat the
beat
shit out
the
of
crap
them.
out of 'em.
I get in,
I
handcuff them,
think I
beat them up.
watched you
Oh,
play
mate.
it at some point where you were in someone's apartment.
And they caught me, was it?
They caught you. You tried to beat her up. You're like, shit. You know, this bitch got hands, look. And then all these like miniguns are all in the apartment as well. So you're trying
Oh,
to get
the
out.
hell?
You
So
sneak
after-
out. You go to another apartment. You get caught by two people there, and you're like, shit.
So yeah, the apartment. It's a dystopian nightmare, right? So the
Yeah.
city is literally owned by
The cola
basically
place,
like
right?
Coca-Cola.
Like you said,
it's owned by Starch Cola.
the
It's a-
district owned by Coke. You know.
yeah, right. So basically they're like they don't fuck around. If somebody pulls the alarm and you get caught, miniguns come from the roof and kill you.
Oh my
And everyone's homes have fucking security in them as well and cameras and shit, which is good because it helps you solve murders. But I had one, basically this person's dead, and there's a love heart sprayed around them, and like this one, because I had just previously had a case where someone killed somebody, I found their fingerprints, they left the gun, and immediately it was their next door neighbor, and chat were like, this is too easy. I said, it was a knife, by the way. And I said, guys, you should see it, right? When it's a gun, they don't leave the gun. You can't find fingerprints. Immediately had that. So I went through something like 5 suspects. And the worst part is that they managed to kill this person
Yeah.
without being seen on cameras outside the apartment. So I have no idea how they got in.
That was the bit I walked in on. You
might
were
have
literally the Charlie Day meme. You had this big old board. And
I
you're collecting
yeah,
pins.
it literally is that, right? So I'm going through suspects. Like I think I went through 5 suspects, cleared them all, and I was like, "Fuck!" And it even had a character in it, right? If you play the tutorial,
Yeah.
in the tutorial city, your house gets repossessed,
Yeah.
and a character gives you a place to stay. So
It's like a
that
basement,
character
isn't
was
it? Yeah.
incriminated in
Wait,
this case.
really?
Yeah. So I was like, no way, fucking Beth Gallagher, what the fuck you doing in this? The person I had a fight with. And then it ended up, I was like, I went through the phone book and I was
Yeah.
like, we knew she was being stalked because civilians were like, she has long brown hair and glasses. And then I found the phone book and I was like, I'm going to go to every woman's house. And I went to one, right? And I scanned the fingerprints on the door handle and I found her print because she leaves lipstick behind as like her calling card. And I was like, I fucking got her. I fucking done it. After 3 hours, I got her. And I was like, I want to arrest her. I want the honest. It's like she's not gonna kill again. She stalked this woman for weeks. It was a crime of passion. And I'm waiting till the next morning and I get a bleep boop murder.
Oh no.
And I was like, did I do that?
oh no.
But I got my person. I got him.
The concept of the game is so cool, though.
So
It is so
I
cool.
feel like I'd be too dumb for this game.
as an aside,
Yeah.
to describe when I was trying to figure out my case, I had somebody had died, and I scanned everywhere for fingerprints, and I found some, and I interrogated. I handcuffed him and beat the shit out of him, and then went around his house. But he lived with somebody else whose fingerprint it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fucking her. I was like, where is she? She's at work. Okay. Went to the job. Went to try and talk to her. Can I get your fingerprint? No, fuck off. Can I get it? No. I was like, okay. I'm handcuffing her and I'm getting her fingerprints, and I'm gonna catch her in there. I'm gonna find evidence on her. No way of doing that. But anyway, I went to a job, and she I think I was there at 5 p.m. and she didn't finish till 2:30 a.m. So I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and wait. I sat in that place till about 2 o'clock when they closed, and then I walked outside and stared through the window at the place, and I was like, I know you're in there. I'm waiting for you to come out. When you're out, I'm gonna follow you around the corner. I'm gonna handcuff you, and I'm gonna get your prints. I'm gonna search you, and I'm gonna find my evidence. And I was sat there like a stalker, literally staring through the window. Someone
Sam
would come
quickly
up.
became the criminal.
Someone came out, and I was like, "It's not you. It's not you." And I was like, "I see you," and I shined a flashlight through at her moving and going into a room, and I'm like, "I know what you look like. I'm waiting for you." I was like, and then eventually I went, am I the bad guy? It's I'm sat here. Eventually, she came out, and I just followed her around, handcuffed her, beat the shit out of her, checked everything on her.
Why did you
it?
beat the shit out of her though? That bit seems unnecessary.
He played Ready or Not the exact same way. He'd go through the effort of disarming, handcuffing, then shooting.
Mate, the worst thing is, I searched her. I found a gun, which that wasn't the killer. The killer killed with a knife. This wasn't the gun. I took the gun off her, found nothing else. I went, I got the wrong person. And I just left her there and fucked off. I was like, mate, this was to her partner who up in the house. I'd handcuffed him, beat the shit out of him, searched everywhere for this item this was a theft. This wasn't a murder. They had stolen a book.
And they're innocent. And they're like, why does this guy keep doing this to us?
I searched everywhere in there. Didn't find the thing. Was convinced she'd have her on her, because I was like, this has to be it. There's fingerprints. They were friends. So they were friends with the person. And they were I should have probably gone and investigated somewhere else, but I was so hell-bent that this person was the person. I had evidence of fingerprints, and that was it. I was convinced. And then eventually I went, yes, it wasn't them. Just fucking
I
wandered
just
off.
love this
thing I
narrative that
noticed-
you're the crew.
Between watching you two guys play as well, was the way you kind of store your evidence, I guess.
Yeah.
Kai's got this whole big spider web going on of
He's got the board.
the Charlie Day board you
Yeah.
said, and then Sam's got these neat little lines. It's just I mean, it makes sense. I get what you're trying to go for, but yours makes more sense to you because you know where things are connected. Whereas Sam's I want it to be clean.
Mate, I have the person that died, and then all the evidence that is to do with them.
Yeah.
And then if there's somebody else alongside it, I'll put them on another row, and then have all the evidence lined up for that, and then have the next one and do that.
So each of my suspects will have their own chunk coming out from the spider web, so that if there's more evidence, it can branch out further.
Yeah.
So there's infinite room to grow
Yeah.
it. But
That makes sense.
Apparently you can put X's on their portraits.
Really?
Yeah, to be
that's
it's
cool.
not them, rather than deleting her off. And I found out you can put sticky notes in there too.
That was the one thing.
And I was like, ooh,
Man,
that's
I'm
handy.
buying this game as well. You just sold 2 games to me today.
Very poor boy.
Dude, the game
This
is
is
so good.
dangerous.
I was solving one case.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I'm gonna break into this employee's office because I wanted to get access to cameras. And I was like, oh, employee files. I was going through, and someone in my chat went, fingerprint. I went, what? And I went, that's the fucking killer.
Oh,
And I was like, let's go.
one of the things I really found quite funny is I've come up with, because it's a dystopian horror city.
Yeah.
I got when I turned in my first thing, I got social standing.
Yeah.
And I was like, this reminds me of China. I was like, thank you, Emperor Xi Jinping. I was like, thank you, my God. So every time I go social standing, people are like, thank you, God, Emperor.
This chat was being spammed by if
when we
anything
got,
kind of went right. They're like, thank you.
It's just like, my God, thank you.
When I did my first case and social credit came up when this is fucking China.
Oh, guys, I played it, and because it's so, I just want to go back and like carry on and go.
We had to drag him away to play Elden Ring with us.
That's fair.
It was,
I played it. I played it for something like 9 hours the other night on stream.
It looks like something you could just keep going with. Like you get so deep.
Because you can
into
then
it.
design your apartment as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is awesome. You can buy an apartment.
In the apartment that starts with no toilet, no shower.
Yeah, and then
You just poop on the floor. Like.
once it starts coming together, you're like, nice. Although I did buy myself a PC, and
Yeah.
I was like, right, I'm gonna log into Gary Goner's PC, and it was like, what's your password? I was like, I don't fucking know what my own password is. And then chat were like, oh, do 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Bloop, bloop. It was 1 2 3 4, and I was like, what the fuck?
the coolest thing about it though is that I get really like sidetracked with stuff. So in it, I'll be investigating something, and then there's, I don't know, something really small will show up, and I'm like, ooh, and I'll just go off on this tangent of going to explore, and I end up stealing from every apartment I go to. And like I search through all these drawers for like information, and then it'll be like a note that has their password. And I'm like, okay, cool. And there'll be coins next to it, and I'm like, I'm like,
I always
that's
take the
mine
money.
now.
I'm like, well, I'm solving your murder. I get your stuff.
It's that. So the couple I beat up and stole it. I did that. I nicked everything in there that was like not nailed
They're
down.
innocent as well.
They're
You
innocent.
literally you beat the crap out of two innocent people, stole their shit because you wanted to find out
The way I see it,
person
Dale,
who was a
right?
criminal in a theft.
Yeah, the way
You
I
were the
see it,
thief.
Him all along.
if I have to break into your house because there's something incriminating about you, and you turn out to be innocent, you deserve to get robbed.
Just don't
You,
look
you
guilty,
shouldn't have
know?
been lightly related to the case to begin with.
Yeah, but they were related because they were their friends in this case.
The guy had actually said, I think it's one of my friends. So, but I basically went, I think this is my story arc. I'm like a really bad detective. I'm like a criminal, basically. And I'm going to slowly elevate myself to being a good criminal who doesn't steal and doesn't do all this. But at the moment, I'm in my stalker arc. Yeah. I'm in my like really, really bad detective arc. And eventually I'll build up and be a good detective. And that day will come at some point. It's not now, but at some point.
I just imagine being like, you don't get to steal on my watch. Only I get to steal on my watch.
I'm like, damn thief, fuck. Ooh, what's in his pockets? Ooh, okay, that's right.
It's a really impressive game. Like
It is.
The moment you get like oh my god, this is nuts, is when you open CCTV and you go through the events of like the past 48 hours, and you're like,
Watching the
that's
people
fucking
pop up
insane.
and-
I can't find CCTV in any of the homes. Like, you know, there's meant to be a door that has it.
Okay,
Doesn't
so
spawn.
if there's cameras on one of the floors, then somewhere, either like 2 floors up, 2 floors down, there will be a security system.
They have a
door.
I
chance to
have
spawn.
gone through every multiple like buildings now.
Yeah.
I'll go through every single floor looking, and there's none. I'll go through the basement. There's none.
And
So I'm just like,
something to mention, yeah, the game like cases and stuff, they're randomly generated, right?
Yeah.
It's all randomly
all of
generated.
all of the murder cases are randomly generated.
That's
So, like
so cool.
Like the names, so it'll be something like if there's one where there's like cult markings around the body,
Yeah.
I think it's a randomly generated name, Ripper. And then if it's like a love heart around them, then it's a randomly generated name, and then it's like the date, whatever their name is. So
The most recent, like like the killer that's on the loose in mine at the moment is I went to one of the houses. And
It's Sam.
it is me.
Yeah.
But
The killer of the
himself
loose
with
in
his
mind is me.
mate, this is the arc. I'll get to the top and I'm like, I've been chasing this guy for years and I can't find him, and it'll eventually be me. I'm the
Just go
killer.
split personality. Like.
I went to the body, and there's like a business card in it that's like it said something like you couldn't put a pin in it, and it's got big writing on the wall that says the same thing. And I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? And it's got the dude's fingerprints of the guy who's dead, and it's like plastered on the wall. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I basically gotten to the point where I'm like, there's no other evidence. There's nothing else. I'm gonna have to just go and wait and go and do other stuff, and then once somebody else dies, I'll hopefully
yeah,
be
the
the same
problem is,
dude.
right,
And I'll pick up the
if you
case
leave
then.
a serial killer on the loose, they will keep killing.
Yeah.
So you do get more evidence from that. And one of them, I did one where he had killed 3 times. I was that bad. And on the third one, he dropped a note on the floor and it said, "Catch me if you can." And it put one of the letters in his name in it. And I was like, oh, he wants to get caught.
That's so cool.
It's awesome though, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like it's really like fun the way they've done it.
I think
But,
I
like,
was-
can you run out of people in the city,
No.
or is it like they keep
As
moving
far-
new people
I-
moving in? No.
I don't know if new people get added, but there's a lot of people,
Yeah, I
especially
didn't
Sam's
imagine.
got a large map, so I don't think you're going to run out.
I went for very large map for it.
Man,
And
I'm,
But,
I'm
like,
playing this. Like,
I
this
think
is
you'll
so
have to
cool.
eventually
cool.
make a new city because you get to the point where I'm like, I've broken it to so many places now. I'm like, I know so many of these people.
Yeah, you would probably
gonna
have
say, is there an end
fingerprints
to
for
this?
everybody.
So like,
and
if
you're
somebody
like, "Oh,
would
that's this
kill,
person."
you'd scan it, and it would immediately come up with the name of the person. You're like, I got their fingerprints before. So
It's- I loaded into it, and one of the tips that popped up said something along the lines of, "There's always one murderer in, like, at least in the city. There will always be one.
yeah,
So even if you haven't if you haven't encountered it yet, he's on the loose. If you've solved a case with one, there's always at least one.
So even if you're not on a murder case, could you
Someone's happened.
could it come up with like someone's been murdered,
Well,
yeah. So the way it
and then
works
that's when you would pick up
is
the case, like I guess.
there shouldn't be while you have a murder case going, there won't be any other murders.
Right,
active.
it's only one at a time.
It's only one at a time. Once you finish it,
Another
a
one.
new murderer is picked. But you don't know this, and it's only a matter of time till they kill. It's supposed to be once you go to sleep, by the next day the kill should come up, and then you start your investigation again.
there was
Them to wait.
Yeah, it's great.
Very polite.
I think one of the cool things that I saw was I'd solved the tutorial murder that happened, and then I was randomly walking along and I found a newspaper and I was like, "Ooh, the newspaper's cool." I lifted her up and I had it plastered on it one of the people that was killed in the murder that I just solved, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
fuck."
the newspapers are cool. Once you solve a case, the case you just solved will be on the newspaper,
That's awesome.
Yes.
It was
and you can use it to hide. You can sit and you can raise the newspaper,
really?
and then you're hidden. It's great. So if you're in a building and you're wanted because you for trespassing, you can whip out your newspaper, go like that.
I'm gonna have that
Walk
because
out,
I'm
cut 2
always
holes in
wanted
it.
for trespassing all the time.
Every time I look
I
at
was.
the screen, it was
I don't know
like
if it's.
trespassing.
Literally every single time.
I don't know if it's just the intro case, but on mine, he was murdered, and it was a friend of his being like, "You need to get away from Violet. She's
Yeah.
coming for you." So I was like, I need to go check out this woman's house who warned him.
Yeah.
I went there, she was dead. So did that happen in yours?
For the tutorial one.
Yeah.
I had it where it was similar to that. I had 2 names of people, and it was the wild thing about that is I had taken so long
Yeah.
that the second person who had died, like if I was faster, I could have got there before he died.
Yeah.
But because it had taken so long, he basically died like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours after I
Yeah, I
discovered
didn't.
the
I didn't
first
get a
one.
warning or I didn't get any pop
No.
up. I was like, oh, I need to go talk to this woman to find out more about the killer. So I went there, and there was fucking police stuff
Tape
outside
everywhere.
that she was dead, and I was like,
I had the exact same. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, he was called Ben. I was like, it's either Ben or this other person. I was like, I need to talk to both. I turned up to Ben's house and there's tape everywhere, and I went. And then I read the cause or the time of death, and it was like 2 hours before I'd been, and it took me ages to get to this point because I'd just fucking gone off stealing from other people's houses and everything. I just got lost track. Oh mate, I had to restart because the first thing I did when I got into the game, I left my house. I went to my neighbor's house, went in, found a knife and stabbed it to death.
oh my god.
Just because I was like, I want to see if this works. Because it said you could equip knives.
Like I said, he is the criminal.
I didn't know you could kill.
Mate, yeah, I was like unsure if you could. So I like found like a kitchen knife or something. I was like, I wonder if you could equip it. You can use her as a weapon. I just walked out and went, bah, 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 and they was dead. And
They're gonna rather than spawning a murderer into Sam's world, they're gonna spawn a detective into his world.
Yeah.
The day's a little slow.
And I'd gone off and done it. And because I'd killed her and got like caught and everything, it was like, you've deviated from the path. Do you want to return to the thing you've done or carry on? I was like, oh, I'll carry on for now and then I'll go back. And it was like, all the cameras had seen me, everything. Like I busted into her house to fucking murk the poor woman. And then I noticed all the cameras had seen me gone in and I went, that's really cool. And I went, wait, fuck. I had to restart her all again.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like every single citizen has its rota basically. They have their work rota, what they do with their day, if they go to like the restaurants and stuff, or if they go to the pharmacy, etc.
Yeah.
They all have their homes. You can every single person in the game has an address that they return to at night. So it's crazy.
That's why I staked out that person's. When I beat up the husband with the 2 people, I waited there for a while, and I didn't realize she worked from 11 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. So like all the way through. So I waited to 2:30 p.m. there, and she hadn't come back, and I was like, "Where the fuck's this bitch?" And then I went to her workplace and then waited around for ages.
The beer.
She fucking had it
She
coming.
just worked a long shift.
I know.
And
She-
then you beat the crap out of her.
She had a really, really long shift,
Yeah,
and then
rough
she had
time.
handcuffs on, a concussion. The best thing about it, though, is I handcuffed her, and it popped up being like, this person has seen you do a crime. It was her. It was seen me do a crime. I was
She,
like,
she saw you do it.
yeah. She told me do it, and then she was like, this person, like, you're a suspect because this person's watching you. Fucking knocked her out. It disappeared. She'd forgotten I'd handcuffed her. So I was like, let's go! Free of crime!
Concussion will do that for you, like.
I know. I like took her guns and stuff from her, and then was like, fucking into the sea. Whoop. Just threw her away.
That's what my litter goes. Apple core, C. Coffee, C.
Did you get the thing that you implanted in yourself that was in the mail?
No, because I was like, that ain't happening. You did it, didn't you? Yeah.
Is that the one that gave you money, but like you get like an addiction or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Addiction to what?
The cola.
like Coke.
Oh.
It was like
Okay.
it was like, you'll get $5,000, but you'll just need, like, you'll have an addiction, you'll need to feed it. And I was like, okay, that's all right. It said every time we'll give you 5K.
You got to pay
But
back slowly as well.
You'll have to pay back 6K if you want to remove it. Every time you drink a Coke, it'll reduce that by $5.
Yeah.
Every time. And I was like, free money, easy. Like, fuck yeah, let's go. The addiction rolls in fast.
Yeah.
And every time it is, you're like
Yeah, you shake and stuff when you
like
get the addiction.
constantly going. And it's awful because you're trying to scan a fingerprint and your hand's going.
Basically,
like-
you shake when you're like in the cold and stuff as well. Because I think I watched
Yeah,
all
I
the
think so,
cameras. You like trying to use the cameras, but your character's still like.
And
Yeah.
I had to sit there with 3 cans of Coke on me at all times because I drink some, I'd go away, and I'm like, cool. And I go and do something. Halfway through, it pops up
Mate.
addiction. I was like, this is fucking brutal. And the amount of times I'm just drinking it and just launching the cans elsewhere. I'd be in somebody's house, I'd drink it and just throw it on the floor and then carry on investigating.
Leaving
it.
his fingerprints everywhere.
And the guys are like, do you mind? They're actually like, they're like, oh, prick. Or something like they insult me.
They call you a jackass, don't they?
They assaulted me because I was just throwing shit on the floor, and they're obviously as they should. But yeah, I'm not a good. I don't know how. Eventually, Dr. Coom, which is what my guy's called, will become the best the nicest detective, the best. But currently, he's not. He's not.
It's called Shadows of Doubt. I don't think we even mentioned the name yet.
Chat it's a really good game though, and I was surprised at how fast time flew by while I was playing it.
Yeah,
It's fun
it
to
does.
watch though. It's fun to watch.
Dude, I was surprised how many people enjoyed watching it.
You
It's
get,
really
like,
exciting
sucked
for
in.
chat because it's just you get to do a mystery, you finish it, you feel accomplished, and then you go straight into another mystery. And
You get to
chat's
take
trying to be
part,
like,
yeah.
it's this
Chat's
fucking
all
person.
trying to figure out the case
That's,
alongside
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
right?
that's what I mean. They get to take
They
part.
can get so like involved in it because of that, because they're trying to think like, okay, this, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some people writing down the evidence themselves, like trying to figure out like from what you
Chat
got.
like it's fucking Beth Gallagher. It's
Yeah.
got to be because like basically
Yeah.
the murder victim had her ID in her purse.
Oh,
So I was like,
that's
there's
weird.
no, I was
It
like,
has
there's
to be-
no
yeah.
way. It has to be her. And then it wasn't, and I beat the shit out of her.
Let's fucking go, my man, my man.
And she started it when I was in her house.
I bought a truncheon and then I was like, okay, bitch is gonna have it.
Mate, I got
just
to
fucking
get one of them. I
dunking
get
on
in
it.
too many fist fights, and I'm like,
I watched him like arrest someone and then beat them with a truncheon until they died, I think. His blood just starts coming out of them and like yeah, it was in their doorway basically. I think they were guilty, but he beat them to death. Like. handcuffed and beat with a
You're a
truncheon.
menace, honestly.
I know which one you're on about.
Yeah, it was up, they were basically up against their front door when they.
Yeah,
and he just
I woke up.
they were like knocked out, and then he just went.
Fucking hell.
I
They're already fucking handcuffed. You're like, I can do this.
the best thing about that one is that I went up and I was like, "Can I have a look around your flat? No. Can I have a look around? No. Here's some money. No. Here's more. Yes." I walked in, arrested her immediately, knocked her out, and their fucking partner's there as well. And he's like,
Yeah, and then he knocked out.
I'm like, "You're having her as well, mate." Fucking dude.
That was the worst part of mine. I was like convinced it was this woman. I was like, oh my God, it has to be this one. She was the only person there at the time of the death on the hallway.
Yeah.
So I paid 250 credits to get out of the house. And immediately fingerprint scan.
No, then.
Nope.
Yeah, that was interesting.
So it's
I,
interesting when an NPC comes to the door naked as well.
Oh mate,
That
that was
happens?
fun,
Yeah.
mate. They come in with like fucking bra and pants on, and like some of them got cake, as in the men as well. There was one dude who, like, one guy who's like walking away and he's got a fat ass. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, he's not only got cake, he's got a whole bakery in his pants. Like, what the fuck? It's mad. I was really shocked at that. I knocked their door and they turn up like that. And I'm like, well, fuck me. You had time to put on clothes. Like, all right, calm down.
Yeah, but they can take ages to answer the door, right?
Sometimes they
Yeah.
take a long
Oh,
time. Yeah.
mate. One of them, I sat there knocking it, and as you knock more and more, it gets louder and
Yeah,
louder.
yeah.
And instead, like to the point where you're like, dun, 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 dun. I did that for about 2-3 minutes, and eventually she answered the door, and I was like, fuck you doing? Eventually, I spoke to her, she closed the door, and I went, oh, I was in the wrong house.
It's not the worst thing he's done. What he was doing was he wanted to go to this one apartment, yeah?
Yeah.
And then he would go to that door on the other side, bang it really loud, then run away to the other door and like knock on it, like the one that he wanted to go into. And the person would keep answering the door and like looking around, and he's just there like
She'd close the door, walk off, I'd run
he'd
back,
run back
bang
and
her
just go boom, boom, boom. And all this time he's still waiting for the person to answer the door that he's trying to get into.
Yeah, they do take a while.
And then after I was finished there and leaving, I'd fucking bang the door and run away.
And run down the stairs, giggling to himself like he's literally the menace in the city.
You are.
It's fucking great. I love it. Oh god, I can't wait to play more of it now.
Yeah, I want to play it again.
I
I'm
lo-
hoping I don't like run out of like unique cases.
I feel like it'll get to a point where it'll be a like kind of like a formula. Like you'll see like reoccurring cases, like different, like the love heart thing will come back.
Yeah,
and-
but they need to keep updating it.
As long as they keep
bring in
adding,
new,
I'm
like, things.
all in. Like,
It is early access, so
Yeah.
there'd be more.
It's I do think it'll get to that point though. But honestly, I'm just fucking loving it. I'm absolutely just sneaking around, exploring, doing this, doing that.
they did do a major
fucking
hot fix
awesome.
recently as well, which is
Really?
yeah, it's tidy. Like,
Oh, that's good. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you so much for watching.
bye.
We've had all the
Bye.
boys. Later.